100,000 on a beat.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million, September to August. Let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
What's good, everybody? Happy hump day. Yeah, today Wednesday, that's right. What's up, everybody, man? Come on in, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already. I got a great show lined up for you guys. It's it's Special Guest Wednesday. We got some dope guests coming on tonight. As we get the crew in, we got about 20 minutes. We'll bring them up by 9:30. Hopefully everybody has had a good day. Had a great show on Monday. It was great to be back on the screen. Just great to be back in a good flow of things. Hopefully everybody had a good day. You know, we had a little bit of movement, a little bit of portal movement, you know, but we also got some commitments. So it's been a fun day to be JSU Tiger, man. So my admonishment to everybody is to learn to adapt with the times, man. Don't get so overly emotional and attached to who we see in the fray, because it just might change. It just might change on a drop of a dime, right? That's right. Appreciate that, Ladairs. I appreciate that, man. Much love to you from the Bayou. I always like that, man. Mobile, Alabama in the house. What's up, Carl? That's right, sis. Shanetta, you make sure you tell them. Like, share, join the channel, man. Donate to the cause, man. We got all different types of initiatives that we always got, you know, popping. And we're going to talk some football today. We're going to talk some a little bit of baseball, but we're going to talk some life stuff today too, man. We got this group coming on, man, Mississippi M.O.V.E organization. These brothers are Jacksonians. They are, you know, I want to send a huge shout out to my big brother, C. Lee, who reached out to me about these gentlemen to come on tonight, simply because, as you guys know, our AD, our beloved AD, AD Robinson is honored as the 2024 Young, Gifted, and Empowered Leader of the Year. And this particular organization is also, they're actually listed as the 2024 Organization of the Year. So they're doing some big things. We want to have them on, and we want to talk about, no, Mario, this is the thing. With Jackson State commitments, I'm gonna just say this and get this out of the way. If they committed, you don't have to ask, because you'll know. It'll be something out there. It'll be some type of dialogue out there. Chuck, appreciate you for joining, man. Won't bring you guys up until 9:30, so just hang tight in the studio. We'll get started, and we'll go from there. But no, man, it's no commitments. We'll talk about the commitments that did commit today. We got Isaiah Spencer in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Make sure you stay in shape, man, during this break. Don't come back out of shape, man. Make sure you're putting that work in. That's right, man. But Zoe and TD will be joining us tonight, and then we'll proceed with the show. Hopefully everybody's doing well, and we'll go from there. So, but without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of these preliminaries, and then I wanted to wait on the team, but I really just can't wait. I can't wait. I got to get moving. And we'll circle back if needs be, but just got a lot that we want to touch on before we go. Appreciate that, Tank. Appreciate it, man. You know, I always stay merched up, man. I got so much merch, it ain't even funny, man. I almost don't even wear regular clothes no more. I got to do better, though. I got to do better. But let's see who else in this thing. As you guys come in, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Join the channel if you're not a channel member, and every membership helps the channel to continue to grow in the direction in which we're trying to go. And we're trying to do big things, man, with this platform. We really are making some waves, and we're looking to try to advance that. So yeah, I know Zoe's working, and he'll be joining us here in just a little bit, and hopefully it'll be on before everybody gets rocking and rolling, man. So I got to get me some more JSU merch. That's right, man. You got to get your merch game up, man. Got to get your merch game right. We appreciate it. Granny Ann got the donation. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate that. Donated to the cause, and we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. All I would say for everyone is just every day, man, there's going to be some different stuff coming down the pipe. I put out a little smoke signal tweet today. I'm fully aware of some things that's happening on the home front. Hey, some things you're going to like, some things that's going to hurt your feelings, and it's okay. But I would just say for everybody to just change is on the horizon. I would just say that. I ain't going to speak on what I'm talking about, but just know that that's coming down the pipe. And then whenever anything does happen, we'll definitely we'll touch on that when that time comes. But can I wear JSU merch every weekend all year long? Hey, I do the same thing. Senator Hillman Fraser in the building. How you doing, Senator? How you doing? Good to see you in. We're still at the Capitol working on budgets tonight. Well, while you working on those budgets, we appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you for being a loyal, valued, supporter at the highest level of this platform. We definitely appreciate all that you do, and we got some work to do, man. We got some work to do. A silly governor just passed. Why you have to do it in my month, man? I mean, he just deemed April as the what do you say, the Confederate month. I've never seen glorified losers. How do you have a heritage and you lost? You lost, man. But that's anyhow. We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that tonight, especially with the group that we got coming on, because these brothers are doing some humongous things, and I mean just in the political landscape. And we'll let them come on and tell the story as to what they do and what they are doing. And yeah, Confederate. Hey, listen, man. I ain't gonna get on my soapbox too early, but I'm just gonna say again, when we got to get out of this poverty mindset, man. This poverty mindset of assuming because we got a few dollars from the previous president. Some people, people literally started glorifying this dude as if their life got better because he was in there, but you didn't realize that little bit of a distraction is you're going to pay for that distraction going for years to come, because the governor down in Louisiana being stupid, he doing all kind of silly stuff. But I mean, Alabama, you know, George Wallace, I mean, you're talking about Jim Crow. I mean, hell, they didn't even do that. I mean, in Mississippi, go Mississippi, but that's what happens when you vote an idiot like Tate Reeves into the office once again, but it just speaks for it. So, but we'll get into that. So, but anywho, I'm gonna jump into these preliminaries real quick. We got to get rolling, man, and then because we got to get our guests on at 9:30, and we'll have all of them on. But while you guys are here, if you didn't know, we do have a foundation, 501c3 foundation. If you'd like to donate to that foundation for all the causes that we do, we have Friends of KC-1400 Inc. And for those that don't know, the mission, Friends of KC-1400 Inc. is to provide strategic resources and financial support Jackson State University community in whatever aspects in which it touches throughout collaborative initiatives to stabilize and enhance the viability of students. That's our lane. That's what we try to get rocking and rolling with. Zoe's in the fold, but and we'll keep you moving. We'll give you a quick little breakdown of everything, kind of a little bit of what we want to talk about tonight. But we will we'll get to that when that time comes. I want to send a huge shout out to our sponsors, Hattiesburg Management Group, being one of our marketing partners. We want to send a huge shout out to Billy and Clay and Greg over at Cannon Toyota Vicksburg. We appreciate them for their support, and you all good, brother. Take your time. Keeping us mobile, man. Shout out to the Cannon Toyota Vicksburg crew. I want to send a huge shout out to Auto Masters. Listen, if you're local and you're looking for a vehicle, these are JSU alums. They are valued supporters and sponsors of the channel. Go to automasters.com, automasters06.com, or you can call Timothy or Terrence at 601-927-7794. Man, we appreciate the support for all that they do. And last but not least, ShotRx. That partnership with ShotRx is actually finalizing this week. And we're excited to be a partner of ShotRx. And if you're not familiar with who ShotRx is, hang tight. We'll play a quick video. Be right back.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.
There it is. I mean, we appreciate the partnership. Got a lot of big things coming out of the pipe with ShotRx. We're actually going to be blessing 3 students with 3 internships throughout the season. We're going to pick 3 games that we will present. We're talking $10,000 internships for those students, and we're going to be making a financial contribution donation to those institutions in the amount of $1,000 to each of those institutions. The games that we have picked out is going to be Southern will be the first one. I want to say we're going to do homecoming because I ain't doing FAMU. I'm just tell you that right now. Sorry, EA, but we'll do homecoming versus University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and then we'll do we're going to do Texas Southern on the road, and we'll make sure we get that all. We will record all of that, and then we also interview those students, not student athletes, but those students to talk about the opportunities that they have. They will have to work with Dr. Ted, who up in the Memphis, Tennessee area. So huge partnership there with us and ShotRx, and we're just excited to be partners. And again, you know, collaborating to continue to grow the brand and what it is that we're doing. For those that don't know, you've been under a rock, but we do still have some shirts. Shout out to Irv. We still have some few shirts left over for Irv. If you're in the business, go to KC-1400media.com, grab your t-shirt. We do have kid sizes. But as we did speak, our special guest for the night is going to be the Mississippi M.O.V.E leadership team. We're going to have George Chuck Patterson, Sabir Abdul Haki. Well, I hope I'm saying that. I'm terrible with names, but I would just say Hack. I'm going to just say that. I'll ask him when he come on, and we're going to have Mr. Mac Epps coming on with us. So we'll have them on again. Brother C. Lee reached out to me, and I just thought when he told me, and first of all, I mean, with the respect that I have for him, you know, I know he's not going to reach out to me if it's not someone or some entity or that's not doing great work that is aligned with what it is that we do. So it was a quick conversation. It was a no-brainer. Absolutely. Let's get them on. Let's talk. And we always like to switch it up and keep you guys entertained and interested, man, in what we're doing. We can always talk sports any day, all day, but the things that are really happening around us are affecting, the sporting aspect of it. So, but we ready to rock and roll. I know Zoe was getting some food, man. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Appreciate you.
It's all good. Nah, you good, bro. You good, bro. We had him on in about another 10 minutes or so. We'll give the team some time to come on, and we'll definitely entertain them for a good portion of the show. Talk about what they got going on, and just a few things though. They sent over news, the actual newsletter, Mississippi Move Inc. Movement Matters. They sent over the 2022 as well as the 2023 recap. A lot of big things that they're doing in the community. Civil rights hero, the late Hollis Watkins Muhammad and wife Edna Muhammad. Hollins attended Tougaloo earlier in life and received the honorary degree citation from Tougaloo College Administration in 2017. And like I said, this is a long newsletter, so I just grabbed the first couple of slides and just kind of spoke to some of the things that they do and then just kind of expanded on that. I know he passed away and they honored him, and these are some of the brothers that are part of the organization. So I'll pause there with that, and then we'll let them expand and speak to what they're doing, because I think the information that they do, even down to the Zoe giving rides to. I'll touch on some of the highlights real quick. I have it here in my notes, and I'll just share what some of the things that they are doing, so you guys can understand. I couldn't put all of this on Twitter when I posted that we would have them on, but here are some of the projects that we plan to discuss. Voter registration and education, and how important is that right now, right? That's extremely important at this time. Number two, roll to the polls transportation project. So providing transportation to those who don't have transportation to get to the polls. I mean, just another. I mean, you're talking about young brothers from the city of Jackson, Mississippi, doing big things, or from the state of Mississippi doing big things, and homeless and transient citizen support, including Thanksgiving night out at Pittman Park. They got disaster relief work. They're raising awareness of carbon monoxide and natural gas poisoning, and social and political workshops. So just some dope brothers doing some dope things, man. I'm excited to talk about that, and we'll expand into that space. But I want to proceed a little further. Now, I did say with the Young, Gifted, and Empowered Awards that's coming up actually this weekend. I want to say this Sunday, 4:30. The Mississippi Move organization was actually awarded, because we talked about our beloved AD getting the Leader of the Year award, but Mississippi Move is winning the Organization of the Year award. And if you listen, bro, if you're not doing big things, you don't get awarded. You know what I'm saying? Usually when you're getting accolades, that tells you that they're doing some good work, man. So I'm excited to talk to them, and we'll keep it moving. But just kind of some things that out there. I'm gonna pause, let you jump in there. Go ahead, Zoe.
No, bring that last slide back up. Actually, I was going to highlight something.
Which one?
You got AD Ashley Rouse again getting highlighted, but also
Dr. Ebony.
Dr. Ebony, who's a JSU alum, but also I didn't even know this, man. Let me give a shout out to my partner, Deidre Thomas, man. Deidre Thomas, if you guys don't know, is the outfitter of all suits for anybody A-lister that's in Black Hollywood. Hideo Bespoke. He does all Steve Harvey suits. He's from Pickett, Mississippi.
I ain't got my money up to get me one of them suits yet, man. I got to keep working a little harder, man.
Man, look, that costs Social Security number. And I ain't kidding when I say that. You easily talking about $5,000 suits. But
at least your measurements.
Hideo Bespoke, man, he does amazing work, man. From Pickett, Mississippi, right here in Atlanta. Man, Mo Williams, he does all the NBA players. Monte, Mo, Steve Smith, T.I. I didn't even know it. Just saw it. But man, big shout out to Ebony.
Hey, they go Chuck. Chuck said they high, bro. They high.
I'm not exaggerating. $5,000 to $10,000 suits. I'm not exaggerating.
I don't need one of them suits. I'm gonna stick to Elaine Dupettit. You know what I'm saying? I go online, I get my suits, I buy whatever the price is, they ship them in to me. I go to my tailor down the street, I let her hem them pants up, tailor them up for me. I'm good. I'm good on that. Might cost me $150 max. I'm good.
Well, shout out Dr. Ebony Butler, A.D. Robinson, man, doing big things.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's see what else we had on here. We'll touch on real quick. This week in sports, today, obviously the 24th, softball, we lost 5-2 to Memphis. But baseball actually did win. We beat UNO 10-3. Great bounce back after losing taking two back-to-back L's to Alabama
also
State.
avenged the loss when we played them earlier this year.
We did lose earlier. That's right. In New Orleans, to get this dub was really good for us, and that was a good turnaround for us, man. And it just seemed like we're just kind of a little back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So one other thing we'll touch on real quick, and then we'll pause, and then we'll kind of see what else we got out there. Our girl over there, man, in Vegas, man. She over there getting it in right now. Hey, I'm excited to see Angel over with the Las Vegas Aces. I hope she make the roster. Absolutely.
I was going to ask you, bro, because I saw the information today. But so, does the tryout actually start tomorrow?
Practice is just started. It probably does. I did see some. Caitlin Clark is the star to draft her and Angel Reese. I did see that Angel Reese had a press conference. I think Caitlin Clark was doing a practice with what's my girl name who played who was with South Carolina last year?
Is it Asia Wilson?
No, it ain't Asia Wilson with the damn, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. She was with she's with South Carolina last year. She's on the Indiana Fever. No, Asia Wilson is with the Aces.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it looks. Hey, listen, this is still
tomorrow.
Probably starts tomorrow. Okay. Oh yeah, Lil Boston. That's her name, Lil Boston.
Yeah.
Lil Boston. Thank you.
All right, so we'll keep you to the street tomorrow, man. I know it's pretty much over the weekend. I just wanted to kind of keep my ears to the ground to see if when the tryout, actually was. I know if it was today or tomorrow, or how that goes. And look, Joaquin looking down, I got on the screen, so I'd be remiss before our guest actually comes up to tell you, because it's my honor and my duty and my privilege to tell all of you in the I Love family, you can hear my voice. Get your damn tickets.
Hey, I would say this, bro. Shout out to the ticket office and what they've been doing. Man, I would just say this. We're making some great progression.
We are making some great try. On the road to 10K.
Hey, put the numbers out there. Go get your tickets, man. We're gonna break a record this year. We're gonna sell more tickets this year than we sold even when our previous head coach played. So yeah, we on and we're gonna continue to do what we do. Man, you know what I did not put in the slides, but I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it today. Shout out to the Sonic Boom of the South. They challenged us now. They said, listen, now, as of right now, they're not scheduled to go to ULM. We asked how much would it cost. They said about $50,000. I said, hey, $50,000. Hey, we got a little, we know a little something about that. So what they said, they told us, listen, if we do a live show at the Merge, we can raise that money. We raise that money, they're gonna come. That's what they said. So we might have a mission, but we don't want to stand in the way of what they already are doing, as in preparation for the trip to Pasadena for the Tournament of Roses parade at New Year. So,
and listen, to add to your point about getting the band there, I really want JSU to go to ULM in droves. It's a short turnaround.
Yep.
It's like I said, an hour away, literally an hour from Jackson. And Thursday night game, man, I would love for us to take anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 diehard Jacksonians there, so we can really create a neutral site for us. Because I really believe we're going to win this game, and we're going to need all of the I Love family in there to help us do so.
Absolutely. How you doing, Miss Lee? From Chicago. Appreciate you for tuning in with us. And like I said, we're waiting for everyone to join us. Hold on just a second, man.
Go ahead and do your thing.
I need everybody to just stop inboxing me and texting me when I'm live, please. Just watch the show, man. Please stop. I ain't gonna answer no more messages. My bad. I just don't like notifications. So I can't hold a conversation with you and do this too. So let's rock and roll. But no, we'll bring everybody up. Hey, Chuck, is the crew gonna be joining you? Okay, I'll wait till everybody's up, and when everybody's it's gonna be like I said, three of them, and we'll get into that. Isaiah laughing at me, man. We
hey, bro.
What's that? What you got?
I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm late to the party. What's up, the I Love family? Have we talked about the latest transactions, things that happen?
No, it's actually in the fold. I actually stopped it right at Angel.
Well, we can wait till later on if you want to. Now I'm just asking.
We can. I'll tell you what we can do.
We'll wait on it.
Well, it'd be best that we'll
wait on it then.
I got some things I do want to touch on. Of course, we do have our Coach TC will be having his summer camp Saturday, June 5th, Thursday, June the 20th, Friday, June 21st, and Saturday, June 22nd. They got the ladies clinic, youth football and cheer camp, prospect mega camp, and then they got the team camp, 7-on-7, offensive line, defensive line. So go ahead and get those registrations in. You go to football operations at jsums.edu. So make sure
and to your one last point to that clip that you gotta, we have a lot of people come up to us about, hey, I want my son to get recruited, or my nephew, I got a cousin that might be interested. Well, guess what? If you have those things right now, trust me when I tell you, this is the best thing to take them to. If you want them on their radar, bring them there. If it's a kid that that you feel that you should be getting a fair look from Jackson State, take them to this camp. I guarantee you they'll be on their radar.
If they're any good, now.
I'm just saying. But the camp is going to improve that, Ken. The camp is going to improve that. So again, any kid that that has some talent that you want to see them get recruited, bring that kid to that camp.
Hey, honestly, I don't know if I got this one from. I think I got this one. Yeah, I think I got this one out the bookstore. I'm almost positive I did. I think, I'm pretty sure I did. Y'all, hey man, look, I go to that bookstore when I'm at the university. I slide up in there and see what they got up in there, man. If they got some new heat in there, I'm gonna go grab me a little something.
Yes, JUCO guys are allowed.
Yeah, they are. So, but yeah, man, make sure you sign up for those camps. Hey, one thing we touched on, y'all thought I was bull jiving when I said this earlier. This from Tate Reeves, bro. Look at what this idiot done did, man. This man said he got Mississippi governor declares April Confederate Heritage Month.
Wow.
I mean, it's got to be the biggest joke ever. I'm definitely get the opinion of the brothers that's joining us. We got Mr. Matt, waiting on. We got one more that's going to be joining us. And yeah, man, it's like, I think one of these is like, what, April 27th is like the Confederate Day or something. And it's constantly it's a slap in the face, man, of the citizens, the African-American citizens in the state, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I got so much I want to say. It was on Good Morning America. And it just goes to show why Mississippi is just constantly getting, he said, and we off that Monday. You got to come up and talk about that, bro. Talk about your thoughts on this, or you at least put them in the chat.
Now, you know what's crazy?
He's been good. That's right.
What gets me is they'll observe this holiday, but they won't observe Martin Luther King, which is a federal holiday.
I'm gonna observe every holiday I want to observe. I think we all should. I think Juneteenth, everything that you want to celebrate, just especially.
Well, guess what? We can go ahead and get out on it early. I can guarantee you he won't tweet or post anything about Juneteenth.
That dude, he just I don't know, bro. This is crazy to me, but we'll expound on that. But let me say this though, while we talking about Mississippi, look at what the governor for Louisiana put out there. This dude is an idiot, man. Another idiot. But this is what happens. They convinced a lot of the Black population in Louisiana not to get out there and vote. And look at what happened. He said, "Aren't you tired of going to the polls to vote on lengthy, convoluted amendments?" He said, his mindset is that should be the job of the legislators, not the people of Louisiana. We must fix our constitution. So what these folks are really trying to do, though, is take the voting rights away from the people and actually make it to where the legislators are the ones that are deciding on amendments and all. They don't have no people voting on nothing. And basically you have them basically doing all the decision making. And it's just, I just think it's going to be, you're gonna see a lot more ridiculous bills out there and laws trying to get passed, and we got to get serious about voting locally as well as nationally. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. Some crazy stuff out there. So we got one more we're waiting on. Chuck, you guys want to go ahead and get started, man? I guess we can add the other one. Who we missing? Is it Abdul? I think that's his name. I don't have it in front of me right now, but let me see. Well, let me say this though. I said Sabir. Okay, there we go. So let me do this while we wait on him. We want to add all three of them at the same time, and we'll get the conversation started. We do got. I will say this because I don't want to convolute. I don't want to jumble it up. We did have a portal entry today, and and then we had another portal entry, and then he jumped back out of the portal immediately. So I thought that was we'll start there. So first up, K. Cali. K. Cali, hey, he did it. Hey, I need that gift, man. Well, when on The Simpsons, when the Joker walked in the portal and then turned around, grabbed his hat, and walked back out
walked back in the bushes.
Yeah, man. He said he actually hit the portal, man, and then he turned around and he said after talk with his family, he'll be staying in Jack State. So I mean, it was a quick one. It might have been 30 minutes. I don't even think it was an hour. But I'm happy that he's staying. I love K. Cali, man. Great defender on the back end, but I think he's going to have a much greater year, man. So I'm definitely happy that he's staying put. Jalen, Jalen Hughes. We love Jalen. Jalen, one of our Under Armour ambassadors. He decided to hit the portal. Thank Jackson State for his 2 years. He's a grad transfer. Decided that he'd take his last year eligibility to weigh his options and try to pursue for a different opportunity. So, we wish Jalen the best, and I'll let you speak on that, and then we'll go ahead and add our two brothers that we got in the fold because we got to get rolling.
I just want to, glad to see Callinger come back, man. I think Houston is primed for a big season. As you know, Ken dealt with quite a few injuries in a couple of games, missed some time, but he's a vital piece to this defense. And he had great production when he was out in the field whenever he was healthy. And again, man, when it comes to Jalen, man, nephew decided he wants to leave. And as we always say, man, once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
Yeah.
And he is a graduate of Jackson University. He's transferring with 1 year left as a graduate transfer. So Jalen is an alum, and we always shoot for that. Because as you know, Ken, with the way the landscape is going, it's going to be hard to have a true 4-year player, or we get a JUCO player to come in and finish his 2 to 3 seasons and get his degree. And going forward with the shift in APR, that's the one thing I think all HBCUs should champion, is actually getting these students on campus and actually matriculating through the school and actually graduating and getting them and turning them into alums. And so wish the best for Jalen, man. Onward and upward too. Hope he has great success. And again, he feel like he's making the decision that's best for him and his family, and can never, ever, ever slide him for that.
Absolutely, man. I love Jalen. Jalen's a great kid, man. Great personality, and came to us from Snow College, and played 2 years with us. First year on the prime, second year on the coach. Got 1 year eligibility left, and there we go. I think we got everybody in now. Oh, that's our sister. Hey, sis. What's up, baby? What's going on? How you doing? Why ain't seeing you in forever?
What's going on?
I know. Hey, I'm still at the office. I finished my notes, so I was like, let me just come in.
I'm glad you pulled up tonight because somebody, I think it was Conrad on Monday. It was happening to the group. It just seems like everybody. Look, I don't know what TD had tonight. TD normally would have been on, but he might have had some come up. But I'm pretty sure he'll pop on if he decide to. But go ahead. We finna bring out.
Hey, everybody. It was just that. Can I just tell you, Black people coming to therapy? I'm excited. But
it's a great thing.
It is. I just don't want to. I don't want to stay behind, so I got to get them notes done. I was like, God got to trust me with this greatness, so I got to do these notes. But I was like, I'm coming on today. So yeah.
Well, yeah, man, we got a great group of guys that's going to be joining us tonight. We as I stated, we have the Mississippi M.O.V.E organization. We got Sabir, Mac, as well as George. We're gonna go ahead and bring up Chuck and Mac. we'll add Sabir whenever he joins us. But nevertheless, fellas,
what up? How you doing?
Chuck, what's up, baby? What's going on,
man? Trying to hold it in the road, man. Keep him swerving. What's up?
Don't swerve, baby. Don't swerve.
Bro. Hey, when I saw the name, I said, man, I know Chuck. I haven't met Mac, but I definitely we go way back. I know you guys have what was it? Is it Tony? I think we met through Tony. Tony
yeah.
Howard?
Yeah, Tony Howard. That was my old roommate.
That was my funny story real quick for those that don't know. Shout out to Tony, by the way. Tony. So I got terminated from my job. I was at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and for those that know, I'm not gonna go through all that. I was like I was a branch manager at the airport, and Tony hit me up for a car. He was like, "Man, bro, I need a whip." I was like, "Bro, I ain't that no more." He was like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, when you like the top?" I said, "Hey, yeah, man." He said, "Bro," he said, "Man, we got a He said, "Bro, we got an account manager position available at Coke right now." He's like, "Bro, you looking for a job?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm looking for a job, dog."
Go on, do your Tony imitation there. How Tony talk?
Yeah, you know how Tony is, man. But no, he was like, "Man, send me your resume, man." So he sent me. I sent him. I had my resume on speed dial. I sent that thing to him. Tony walked that resume over to the manager, bro. I had an interview like that, and that was how I got at Coca-Cola, man. Good brother right there, man. That's my dog, man. I spent 8 years at Coca-Cola before I eventually left and pursued other opportunities, man. But enough about me. Tougaloo in the building.
Hey,
all
man.
these Tougaloo Bulldogs, man. Hey, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, man. You guys doing some outstanding work, by the way, man. Keep up the hell of a job, man. You guys are doing. But I won't do too much talking. I'll let you guys introduce yourself and in the organization, and we'll expand from there.
Mac, jump in there. Mac is the executive director for Mississippi M.O.V.E, and he's also a Tougaloo and Jackson State grad. So I definitely would like to give deference for brother Mac.
Hey man, appreciate you guys for having us on, man. Listen, we had to get off camera because we have a ton of Tony stories, ton of T. Howard stories.
T. Howard.
yeah, a ton of them. But man, me, so like I said, we're a Tougaloo alum. That's why I got my bachelor's of political science pre-law, Tougaloo, originally from Holmes County, Lexington, Mississippi.
Shout out to Lexington. I went to Holmes College, if you didn't know that. Played basketball.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, that championship 2002, man, that was my squad. But keep going.
All right. Yeah, man. So from there, then like Chuck said, we've been in Jackson area, man. And while we was at Tougaloo, that's how we started networking and connecting, and that's how we got moving. Then Mississippi M.O.V.E started right after that. Also got a master's from Jackson State, master's in social work, and a lot of different certifications in mental health and crisis intervention and a lot of stuff in entertainment for us, bartending and things like that. So I did a lot. I did work 18 years in mental health, and also been working in the nonprofit community organizing world since 1996. Got started when I was 16 years old. So that's just a little bit about me. This is our life. We used to tell people we say this is a lifestyle. This ain't a job, it's a lifestyle. This is what we do. Yeah. All right, Chuck.
Look, my people already in the comments. Shout out to Carl Cunningham. I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama.
There you go.
Son of a preacher, and I found my way to Tougaloo College, 1999. Hooked up with brothers like Mac. And as he mentioned, he's been in this organizing work since the 90s. But it's one of them things that Tougaloo does to you in terms of the indoctrination and the development of fighting against these systems that seek to oppress us. So with Mississippi M.O.V.E, like our mission is to move Mississippi forward, to benefit those people that look like us. And I think that there are a lot of instances where Tougaloo and Jackson State, we poke fun at each other, but a lot of times we right there shoulder to shoulder, whether it be our senators, our representatives, our council people. They are the folks that are really doing the work to move Mississippi forward in spite of all of the jackleg bull stuff that these particular folks of a less than melanated hue attempt to do through their legal process. So I will say it like that because we are a nonprofit organization. But me, when I put my hat on, and I didn't wear anything Mississippi Move, Mac. I got my HBC versus everybody on, but I know I'm here with my Mississippi Move hat. But I plan to speak the truth, and that's what we do. But we also make sure that we can meet people where they are, and that's what Mississippi Move is all about.
I love it, man. I'm gonna yield to Rochelle first. I know she's in mental health. She's a therapist. She's still doing her work, doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? She actually, Friends of KC-1400 Inc. is, nonprofit. She was the one that spearheaded that for us, did the groundwork for us, and really kind of moved us in that arena. But anytime we all feel the effects of the things that transpire in our state, man. We have to do it. I mean, why not us? But Rochelle says,
I'm good.
Go ahead, Rochelle. Hey, let me do this because I folks don't understand. My brother Zoe is a part of the hardest working dude I ever seen in my life. He worked more hours than anybody I know. And he be up literally before the sun come up, and he works till the sun come down. And I promise you, he ain't trying to be rude. He be tired, man. But I appreciate the fact that he do, and we do start a little late because he's on the East Coast. It's 10 o'clock his time. It's 7 p.m. for me, bro. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Cali right now, so it's just it's a little different. So I get it. Trust me when I tell you. But go ahead, Rochelle. I'll let you jump in there first.
Wizzo, you want to go first in case you come off that?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this question. So the gentleman that's in the mental health part, what is it exactly that you guys are doing? Because I think it's pretty amazing that you're looking in for us. Because Mississippi Move, is this in reference to voting? What exactly are you two kings doing?
So MOVE is an acronym, and it's called, well, let me give you the backstory. So Mississippi Move, in 2004, we had a person that people across the country was trying not to get back in office. So there were coalitions forming all around the state and all around the country. And we came on board fresh out of college, and they got us to work on 18 to 35-year-olds. As a part of the coalition, we were registering to vote 18 to 35-year-olds, getting them civically engaged, pulling out fraternity brothers, sorority sisters, and all that. So we kept doing the work. Under the name after 04. Then around 2012, we decided to take the name and make it it's our own nonprofit. And we got clearance from those who created the coalition. So MOVE stands for Motivating Organizing for Voter Empowerment. So everything that we do is civically engaged. We do direct and indirect action. Like direct, one of my best, somebody quoted me the other day, was like, I can't talk to a person about civic engagement if they're hungry. So we feed people. We go to meet people literally, as in social work and therapy, you meet people literally where they are. So we have several programs because everything that we see going on in our community is either it's because a political system failed them or intentionally did it to them. Either way, it's a part of the electoral process, right?
Yes.
So we got to hold folks accountable. At the same time, we got to triage the situation and be able to help folks that are in need. So when we started talking about mental health and trauma, one of the things that we did was, along with my fraternity, adopt one of the male emergency homeless shelters. And then they almost lost their funding. And they told us if we could save anyone, save the female shelter, let them go. And we're like, no, we're not letting anybody go. So we did everything, and we started to really highlight and focus and bring attention we stayed the night in the park with the homeless. We stayed there probably about 19-degree weather. We stayed there all night with them. And we highlighted how failed programs and systems have left folks in this position where they already homeless. They already been failed by a system or multiple systems. And so now they are being failed again. And we continue to do that every year, highlighting trauma and mental health and poverty. because if you're in high poverty, just like we do now, we added disaster relief work. If you are one of the poorest people in the county or in the country and you lose everything, then you're going to end up homeless. So that's why we constantly, encourage folks. So everything we do, we did a water crisis and passed our water, we were doing voter registration. If we had a party and Chuck DJing and I'm bartending, we doing voter registration.
Yeah.
Wherever we are doing voter registration, and we are constantly pushing that initiative.
Oh, go ahead, Al.
No, I was going to ask. So, since you guys do what you do and you've been running it for the few years that you have, what new height would you actually want to take Mississippi Move to?
We really want to continue to not only cover the whole state at the full capacity, which we want to do. I got a lot of programs that I want to see develop. Like one of the developed programs was getting the juniors and seniors, creating a competition. Like, how the city auction off cars. I wanted to get with the city and get 20 cars, find 20 mechanics to fix the cars, and then create a competitive program amongst the whole school district. Whatever 10 juniors, whatever 10 seniors that has the most folks registered to vote and more civic engaged points, they get a free car. And that's something I want to really engage. So that returning junior, when that junior comes back as a senior, it's going to be living proof that if you do the work, you get a reward. It's physical. You see it. I definitely want that.
What y'all doing for adults?
Sir?
What y'all doing for adults?
For adults, so we have an intergenerational. We were taught by our mentor.
But boy said he want a whip. He was like, he don't want to hear about the intergenerational.
Hey, I'm gonna tell him. He'll get a free comic. He'll get a free comic book, Chuck, when he comes to. Hey, but for adults, for real though, we have free financial literacy workshops. Right, we teach you how to get where you need to be, because civil rights attorney Carol Rhodes and our mentor Hollis Watkins, they were talking about during the '60s when they were fighting for political power, they wish they could have done more for economic power. So we want to show folks how to get there, right, and play the game, and also be ready to change when the rules change. You got to change with the rules. So it's not something that you learn one time. You got to keep going.
That's a bar I think that needs to be implemented and like applied through a lot of different things. A lot of things, but sports. I mean, but this is. I feel like they're trying to roll us back into the '60s. Honestly, that's just what we're seeing with a lot of what's happening. It's just the unraveling and the layers that are being peeled off of the work that has been done, and we have a generation of with Gen Zers that really don't give a damn. Like,
what's the new thing that just happened this week about protest, about repealing the protest or the right to protest?
Yeah, you don't have you will no longer be able to peacefully assemble, or they're taking away the right to protest, basically.
Protest.
Yeah.
Is that through states or is that federal?
They made it for the 3 states that did the most protesting around Black Lives Matter. So you had I think it's Mississippi, Texas. Is it Texas?
It's Texas, Alabama, and Mississippi, I believe.
Yeah, all the slave states.
So you know what I think is interesting? It's the scripture says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Yep.
We start off our financial literacy workshop with that scripture.
Listen,
you also got to look at it from the standpoint of this too. Like there's been steps, right? So you take away the opportunity to talk about history, right? So when you take away the opportunity to talk about like true history, not just history that makes people feel good.
Yes.
You take away like the ability to talk about history. Now you can't even discuss this in school, whether you're a school teacher that wants to discuss how people were oppressed. Now you say, all right, well, look, now that we done got out of school, we're going to take away the ability for y'all to be able to get together and protest. So let's say you organize a protest at school. Now you're if I don't know what the classification of the crime would be if you do that, but now you're a criminal for using your First Amendment right.
Right.
What that look like?
Yeah.
That is crazy. I also think what it is that that's what I think now. It's twofold. Now, y'all may not agree on this, but this is what I've been thinking about why they doing what they're doing. And honestly, y'all, I think it has more or less to do with us, but it has to do with the newer white generation who are calling out their racist granddaddy and grandma.
Well,
I don't disagree with that.
Just hear what I'm saying. Just hear me out. I was like last year or so ago on TikTok. It was a whole. This I'm talking about. We talking about juniors. I'm talking about 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, and they showed all these white kids like calling out their grandparents and their parents live on TikTok, calling them straight racist. Because one thing that has stopped them is that the fear is not us. It's never been us. The fear is us. If you think about it, back in the day when slaves and the poor white generation was finna get together, remember, those poor people was going to get together and they was finna take down the rich white people. What did they do? They gave them poor white people a little bit more power than us so we wouldn't be together. But one thing that lasted was one thing that stopped all of this was the music. Now more than ever, this younger generation of white kids are more connected to Black people than ever before, and they can't stop them. I'm in California, and I see it all the time. These white kids that I see are speaking out in such a way that it's not even, they want to stop us, but if they can keep those other white kids ignorant from protesting the way they are right now, because I think Black Lives Matter really changed a lot of younger white kids' mind about how racist the system really is. So when they start calling out and they're losing their power, not only with us, but with the younger generation of white kids, they scared the hell out of white old men, because white men are no longer the center of attention. Just hear me out, though. But hear me out, though. This is why they want to say "Make America Great Again," because if you go back to the 50s, white old men was the center. They no longer in the center.
I wasn't going to go on that road. I'm about to say, I understand you're talking about saving the people that's not afraid of jumping out of planes, dancing in front of bears, laying down with animals. They not scared of nothing but Black people. That makes sense. They're afraid of nothing.
No, what I'm saying is that we always knew we had the power. Well, I don't know if y'all ever got this. I'm gonna show my age, but back in the day with Essence had a special when they interviewed white men from every generation, and it was an older white man. This was in the 80s, and what was so profound about it, this white man said, "We always known we've been inferior to Black men. We just got to let y'all know that y'all not the one. We've always been scared of Black people because of your power, but we just don't want y'all to know it, so we got to keep you down." And that's why right now with our generation of the 18, I'm praising y'all for the 18 and 35-year-old, our power is the vote. I told my son, I said, it's more y'all than it is us. I said, if y'all don't get out here and vote, y'all can change the world. But because they got our Black young people thinking your vote don't matter and they won't vote. So I honor y'all with that, because they got the power and don't even know it. Ken, they got the power and don't know they got the power.
I mean, I'll say this about that, and I want to, there's so many ways we can go. This is we can have this conversation for till the cows come home. It's
a long one.
So in depth and it's so layered.
I love y'all for this, though, young man. I do.
It's very simple though. Like when you think about it, show me one thing that you think doesn't have value that you put energy into.
Come on.
I'm serious.
Yep.
It's nothing that exists that you think ain't worth shit. That you will put energy into to convince that thing that ain't shit in your mind that it ain't
shit, for sure.
So by just the mere fact of all of the energy and effort to make these things happen, you're telling me that there is something that you see within me that obviously I either don't see or you don't want me to see. So you're going to put all these things in place. So whenever we do wake the hell up, now we got things that we have to overcome. And it's scary times, actually. That's why the work that you guys are doing is so important. And I don't want to get into Louisiana because it's Mississippi move.
Oh my God.
We got to deal with. But I want you guys to kind of expand a little further, so voter registration. Let's talk about this roll to the polls transportation project. I thought that was pretty cool in conjunction with the voter registration piece.
It's not easy.
You said Louisiana, but that's one of the other goals. We're talking about reaching the other states and working with other nonprofits. We've been in other states. We've been, and what one of the rules was to see how they use barriers to stop us. We've been engaged with North Carolina, from Louisiana, Alabama, Epps, Alabama. We've, even been across seas, participating and World Conference Against Racism in Africa. That's where before we became a part and started putting together Mississippi Move. But we helped Louisiana. Just when the tornado hit, the hurricane hit in 01, we sent folks to Louisiana with gas because they didn't have no power and lights in New Orleans. We got one of Chuck's frat brothers, who was the former mayor of Hattiesburg, loaded up.
Should have been a governor. Should have been a governor.
Should have been the governor. But the racism did his thing. He loaded up 16 5-gallon containers of gas and took it to New Orleans. And you want to talk about power? My grandmother used to say, no matter how high a bird fly, they got to come down and get water to drink. When they hit New Orleans, and nobody had no gas, the police stopped him and asked him where he was going. And he told them he was taking it to some folks that were stranded and needed gas. They said, if it's possible, we will help you as much as possible. But can we have a couple of those cans of gas? Because we don't have no gas at our house for our family. And he gave them, I told him, and he gave them 5 cans of gas, and they escorted him all throughout New Orleans, everywhere we needed to send our gas.
Yeah.
When you are brought down and everybody's on the same level.
Same level. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you start realizing that they don't care about you as much as they don't care about me. We got to work together, right? And it takes tragedies and storms and things like that where the creators getting our attention to understand that, hey, we need to come back down. We need to get back on the same level and understand that we need each other. We got to work together. So yeah, we worked with Louisiana. We work, like I said, Chuck is from Mobile, so we keep a connection in Mobile, even though our primary work is in Mississippi. We still connected.
One thing I want to bring up and point out about Louisiana, and I'm not trying to steer the conversation that way.
No, you take it whichever way you want to go.
The reason why I bring it up is because it goes back to you pointing out the power that we have. Louisiana now has a new congressional district that is mostly people of melanated hue. So what I'm saying is, I don't want us to fall for the okie doke. And these are the conversations that we have on the regular. They will attempt to paint Mississippi with a red brush when it's really getting kind of purple, right? Yeah. And the same thing, if Louisiana has been able to create another congressional district that is leaning highly towards black folk, we got the numbers.
They're gonna redraw the lines though.
They will redraw the lines, but here's the point that I think that Ken was trying to make, and I think it's the work that we're trying to continue to do. Is like, we got to stop operating in a 12-month cycle. We got to start operating in a 12 and 16-year cycle.
That's exactly right.
Wow, they playing chess while we playing checkers.
Well, I'm saying we got to get to the point where we got our own board. Like, man, forget y'all little board. We got our own set of pawns and knights and all that.
What you're talking about,
our own game.
What you're mentioning is a unified community.
A house divided cannot fall.
The thing that has hurt us more than anything is division. We're not as unified as we were back in the day.
For real.
We suffer in it from a community standpoint through individualism. You know what I'm saying? They got us too busy trying to one up the other. And I'm talking about, I'm going to just say this, and to get to where we are, Chuck and Mac, even what we're doing from a platform standpoint.
Yeah.
It is extremely hard. And I saw this on Twitter today. I saw this young lady. It's a terrible mindset that we have. I saw a young lady that was celebrating the fact that she basically had her diabetes issue and she reversed it. Right? Follow me. And another brother, black brother, this is a black female saying, man, guess who reversed her diabetes? And she's celebrating it. And the black dude was like, hey, he was like, hey, you got, he was like, was it this particular thing? She was like, no, I hadn't heard that yet. So he was like, yeah, these folks say I'm pre-diabetic. Like, share that information. She was like, no, you do the research like I did. And when somebody said, they said, man, this is nasty work. And I'm telling you right now, bro, like, one of the things that we do as people, because we have this mindset. We're so ingrained in competing with one another.
Yeah.
Information is the hardest thing to get out of your people that look like you. It is, man, because we have the, not everybody. I'm not saying everybody's. Yeah. I'm just saying that it is a real thing, because if you're getting into merch, if you're getting into media, if you're getting into sports agency, if you're getting whatever the hell you're getting into, you would think. That's why I understand being a part of fraternities and all the brotherhood that come from that and the partnerships. It works. But imagine if we expanded beyond that, because a lot of what we deal with is just we suffer because it don't. Chuck, you just dropped the bar. You said we have to get out of this 12-month thought process. Deion Sanders left Jackson State. Everybody was up in the rate. They was willing to do anything to keep that line light. A year later, you had a same conversation, and it has completely lost steam, and we have to almost be forced to go back into a fear and panic space in order for people to emotionally attach to something, because as soon as the emotions go away, guess what we do? We stop giving a damn, because we really have been conditioned to think only for self. And Michelle said to me, it's just me, myself, and I. That's all we think about. That's all I got. It's just me. I'm gonna worry about me and mine. We don't think community. They're playing community chess for eons, and we're playing. I'm trying to make sure I got what I need for now, and I ain't worried about y'all. Whatever you got going on, you know that.
But here, real quick though, you know that Chuck and I are in two different fraternities, right?
I'm not aware, but I'm speak on it. Keep going.
Yeah. So you saying like we got to work together. So like our friends is a collective group of folks. We know what I'm saying. We got folks that got backstreet PhDs that we haven't. You know what I'm saying? And we use all our strengths. But here's the thing I heard you say about knowledge. Here's the thing about people and knowledge. People only really thrive for knowledge that's not easily obtained and not have a value. We traveled around the state teaching financial literacy for free.
Before on your leisure.
I'm talking about 15, 16, all that, right?
Yeah.
Guess what happened? People didn't show up. Right? And then what happened after COVID? Housing market. All the things we tried to tell them 5 or 6 years ago. They didn't value it. They didn't see it. They didn't have time to talk about that. They will watch a millionaire talk about all the stuff that they have and won't listen 3 minutes for how that millionaire became a millionaire.
I mean, okay, from Ken's
Go ahead,
point,
Go ahead, From
Ken's point to your point, I say it every day. Black people devalue black things. Listen to everything you just said.
Yep.
Everything you just said. It coincided with what Ken just said. So my question is, since we know that, because even to your point, we know this, right? But so my question to you two, knowing that with that statement, because again, it's about we in some shape, form, or fashion, we have to come together. We have to assimilate. We know it won't be at all at one time, but we got, and what you guys are doing is phenomenal. It's grassroots, and that's trending, right? So the thing is, knowing that black people devalue black things, how do we take this, what you're doing, and maximize it? How do we multiply it? What steps and what do we need to do so we can actually, as a people, value us and grow and work together the way we need to be? Because at the end of the day, it's almost like saying we have to come together as a people first before we actually get to the real crux of it, and that's having a real like rainbow coalition when it's the mixing of all the races and all God's children coming together. But we as a people got to come together first, and that's our biggest issue.
Well, so when we do voter registration, we very direct, right? So when we in 04, when we talk about when we got the recognition, we went to a club called Upper Level where they were doing all type of activity at 1 o'clock in the morning. You hear what I'm saying? That's how serious we took it. You got to make it personal. You got to make it selfish. You got to tell people how these things affect them directly. You use that energy to be able to help them understand as a collective how it's going to benefit you directly as a collective. And it's just like the elevator speech. You get folks to listen to something about 90 seconds. If you get them to start to participate, then they start to listen. Mindset is the biggest issue. If you get them to start to see and change the mindset and start to adopt new things and listen and start to read through things. I give you an example. I had another project working on a lot of different stuff. Black male reproductive health project, and we have a barbershop chop up. Just had it the other night. All right, got a cousin, smart guy, know everything. He drive trucks, graduated high school, never went to college. Got another frat brother in his 60s, has a doctorate, taught at college. They both said, "Man, I really enjoyed the other night. When we going to do another one of those conversations just for the guys?" They in the same room. I invited them both. Right? They would, and they just continue to do that connection and bringing folks together to understand that we have more in common and how we can link up and just get their attention just for a little while. If you can get their attention for a little while, you might not get but one out of the group. You might not get but two, but when you start to build on that connection, what we have in common, then that leaves room for opportunity for continue to work together. And it might be something simple as being connected by the fraternity or other organizations or because you grew up together. But if you can get them to listen and you can speak to them and you can hear them and they can see that situation when you're talking. Like when I'm talking now, I guarantee y'all can see some situations that's happened in your community or interaction that you've had with family members or friends where you try to get them to listen and they're not listening and you can see it and it's real and you want to do something about it.
Look, I'm gonna continue to add and answer that question that Zoe asked. I had this conversation. So Mac and I had a meeting with some folks that are doing some fundraising for us, right? Nonprofit organization, any type of business. I don't care what kind of business it is, whether it's a podcast or the pulpit. It take resources.
That's facts.
The thing that I told this funding advisor, and I believe that it hit home with them. I said that it takes perseverance and pockets to continue to do anything. So if we quit, then we will never see any sort of achievement, right? Like if you don't keep going, you never get across the stage. If you don't keep going, you're not gonna get that first down, right? Now, if you ain't got nobody that can throw the ball, that mean, or if you ain't even got a ball, you ain't got no money to buy the ball, the pass, the play, or whatever it is, perseverance and pockets. Oftentimes, organizations that might be doing the real work don't necessarily get the look from the funders or from the big donors that have the means to underwrite this work. Now, how do we work around that? The way it was done when Fannie Lou Hamer and all of those folks that really made a whole bunch of noise, when Hollis Watkins was still, beating the pavement and pounding the pavement and moving through the state of Mississippi, that you had black business owners that were able to say, well, I'm gonna leverage this, or look, in the event that when y'all get arrested, we got some bail money. So y'all, early on in the show, we said like we got to be able to change with the times and be prepared to do so. But some of those things, the mechanisms, they're going to look different in 2024. But the way that they work, like the nuts and bolts of it, the cogs and all of those things, is really the same. It's like if we don't own our own media, which is what we have now with podcasts, what we have with folks like Roland Martin and being able to stream year round, set up live broadcasts, to do fundraising for our institutions that we support. If we don't own our own microphone and our own amp,
come on,
ain't nobody gonna hear us. And then the folks that really want to, they wanted to be fly. You got what Max said. You got to go to the up. You got to get a DJ a bottle and make sure he say everything that you need him to say.
That's right.
All night. And when you in there, you gotta look the part, right? I ain't saying we gotta, put your tracksuit on. It ain't Hadiaki. How you say it?
Hadioki.
It ain't Hadioki, but I got it from the bookstore. I'm gonna throw some J's on with it, and I'm gonna have my drink. Hey, bro, you registered? What you mean registered? You got a license, don't you?
Yep.
See if hey, let's go outside and get you registered. next drink on me.
Let go.
That's the model.
You know what it is? There's nothing new under the sun. So when you say it, that the blueprint has always been there. It's never changed. You know what I mean? So when you said that, I'm like, it's the same exact thing. And I think for the young man over here, when you was talking about they not hearing us, and I've always said this, I don't know if you ever heard this, wounded ears hear differently. So even though we may be talking good talk, they hearing us through their traumatized ears.
Yep.
So that's why they're not hearing us the way we need to hear. But when you meet them where they are, and I think for so many of us, I've always said we've taken on the oppressor's mindset. I think I said that so much again, is that we have taken on the individualism. And for Black people, we never worked that way. And that's when Ken said one thing is that I'm a 60s baby. We only had each other. That's why we cared the way we cared.
It was us.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why it worked for us, because we never realized. I say this all the time. When they was talking about Duke and they ain't got the DI, I'm like, oh, y'all need to go to HBCUs and leave these white colleges alone. Go back to where you appreciated and where you go be loved. But for us, that what you're doing is that for so many of them, you just let them know, hey, y'all matter. We matter. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been told that, especially to Black men, letting them know that they matter. Your voice matter, your vote matters. So again, I want to applaud y'all for doing what you're doing. Absolutely. But for so many of us, they don't hear us because them ears is just wounded. So when you talk about bringing that element of mental health, and so many of us as Black people, all we in is fight mode. That's all we know. All my life I had to fight. We fight all the time. And we don't know nothing else but fight. So even though you're trying to help them, they're in this fight mode because they're tired, but we just can't stop. So I just want to honor and thank you guys so much for what you're doing.
We appreciate it. And Justin Smith, we are definitely taking volunteers. It's always an opportunity to get involved. So just to let everybody know, we're operating in 3 different parts of the state.
Okay.
We focus, ma'am.
Do you have a website? I was gonna put it.
Yeah. I'm actually I was getting ready to put it in the comments. Okay. I'm typing that now. The website is msmove.org. There's a volunteer form on there that you can go and you can sign up. The opportunities to volunteer can be on the coast, in Hattiesburg, and in Jackson. Now, we, like Max said, we want to expand past Holmes County, because for a while, I don't know if there are any other organizations that are doing the type of work that we've been able to do in Holmes County. When you got kids that are excited to get a comic book because they ain't never had the opportunity to go to Offbeat, and then we bring Offbeat and some barbecue to Lexington, they like, man, this the best thing ever. Man, yeah. So it's exposure now. They're saying, well, they got a couple Tougaloo kids, couple Jackson State kids. They come and they do some workshops with them, and it's a little bit more exposure. But what about the other small towns in Mississippi that we haven't been able to get to? Because we in our 40s, we only got so much pocket and so much perseverance to go with it. Right. So I'm asking, the D I Love family, the HBCU versus everybody family, Tougaloo family, anybody that's out there that's listening, if you got an organization that and they've been consistent, they've been good stewards of their resources, and this ain't no ask for us. This is an ask for anybody that's been out there putting their own resources into their business, their brand, their organization. Yeah. Don't ask them for no discount. And ask them how you can be of service. Yep.
How can I you?
So Chuck was
go ahead.
So tell you about the program we got, right? So we started Freedom Summer, and we talked about our mentor, Baba Hollis Watkins. He was one of the first recruits for SNCC by Bob Moses, and he trained us throughout with trainings. Like we went to trainings. So this is how serious we took this. Instead, on a weekend at 16 to 17-year-olds and younger, we didn't go hang out at basketball games. A lot of times we would come to Jackson to sit at trainings at Tougaloo from Friday evening until Sunday afternoon and learning the steps of the new civil rights movement and how organizing actually take place. I'm talking about you learn like the 4 steps of organize, investigate, educate, negotiate, demonstrate. You learn how to put all these things together and put it in real life. But he helped us start the new Freedom Summer project. He transitioned last year, and we said we got to keep it going. And we created a Freedom Summer program where we had the reading feed where we use our brother at Offbeat, the first Black-owned comic book store and record store in the state. And we get Black comic books with Black lead characters to give the Black children to read, to help them with reading. And we had civic engagement, taught them about that, how to get involved. We had Keep Swinging. We have a brother that teach boxing, but he tell them keep swinging means 2 things, not only just in boxing, but in life, when life gets you on the ropes. He teaches self-defense, self-confidence, self-discipline. And then we have Therapeutic Thursdays. Therapeutic Thursdays, we have multiple people coming in talking about trauma and doing circles and being able to do group therapy. Some of them may never participate. And just past, about 2 years ago, we had a tragic thing that happened at one of the fairgrounds, and just to hear that these children didn't even know each other, but they shared the same trauma. To hear them to be able to talk about, I'm scared to go to the fair, and they didn't even know each other. They was in the same situation at the same time. So this year, as we said, I don't care. We got to do with what's in our front pocket. We are going to celebrate Freedom Summer with the 60th anniversary. So we're going to get down and dirty with it. We're going back to the basics, highlighting social media, highlighting signage, highlighting bulletin boards. But we going back to the basics. We hit the neighborhoods, we hit the communities. We bringing out the barbecue grills. We going to the events, and we're bringing people in, and we're meeting them where they are. And we're going to increase the numbers of registered voters by the election in November. And we're going to celebrate that with Freedom Summer. So those who want to participate in a remake of Freedom Summer 60th anniversary, you need to come to Mississippi between May 31st, August 1st. We're going to be in it.
Stuff, man. Brother C. Lee. Hey, man.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah. Loud.
Hey, look, me and my wife, Monica, has done work with Mississippi M.O.V.E. They know my wife. Look here, Monica's actually taking over where I left off. She does so much work with Mississippi M.O.V.E., man, and I've known them, not to give away my particular age, but I've known them since they was in high school, particularly Mac. I mean, Mac, look, Mac. And Mac can say if I got the story right, I met Mac when Mac was doing work with Southern Echo. Mac kind of got into Southern Echo because Mac, tell me if I got the story right, you got assaulted by a teacher who didn't know that this high school student that he was assaulting was a black belt. And it was around illegal. Here's what the issue though, because Southern Echo was working on illegal search and seizures of high school students. And he wanted to search Mac illegally in school and just grab this high school kid. And look here, Sister Rochelle and Brother Kim, when that grown man realized he had just grabbed a 14, 15-year-old kid who was a black belt, it got a whole lot different. But I tell that story because what we need to understand is our young people can organize around anything if you meet them where they were. And so, Mac, I don't know if but that's kind of how the first time. I said, no matter what the disagreement is, this young 14-year-old kid gonna always be right if it got to do anything with C. Lee. I ain't gonna. But I wanted to say that so folks can know that Brother George and Mac and Bill, who's not here, these are people who've been real, live, organizing in the streets, on campaigns, registering people to vote since they were teenagers. These are not Johnny come laters. And I'll end by saying this. If somebody asks you for your vote, the first question you should ask them is, whose feet have you washed? And if they can't answer the question, you shouldn't vote for them. Well, Mississippi M.O.V.E. have washed feet all over the state of Mississippi, and I'll shut up and leave it there.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be right back. I'm finna get out of my office, and I'm about to go home, but it takes me about 5 minutes to get to the house. See y'all later.
So C. Lee started his story. Right. So the story. So what we learned about handbooks, and I was one of those students that actually attended school board meetings, and we were like dragnet searches. There's no law that supersedes the Constitution, so that's why I was saying like. So it clearly states that illegal dragnet searches are illegal. You can't do them. So you just can't walk around searching folks' bags just because you just trying to see what somebody got in them. Though whatever school rule and policy doesn't supersede the Constitution. So when he got there, um, my high school principal and was actually was the principal, and you know he has a bad habit of trying to grab folks and grab stuff, and my coach was with him, so he grabbed my bag and he realized he couldn't take it, and when he grabbed the bag and I grabbed the bag and I almost pulled him over the table. Um, so then my coach is the person, and me being the smart ass I was, my coach was the person. He said, "Epps, just don't fight it, Epps. Just let him go." So you know, you respect your coach. So I let it go, and then we got to the office, and he was walking down the hallway the whole time. On the other side of the hallway, he said, "Stay away from." He's trying to make it seem like because we had just did a martial arts demonstration probably at the high school, probably a few months before that, doing a basketball game. So it was clearly everybody at school knew I trained. So when he got in and did the search, the only thing he found was what condoms and pens. So I said, if we're gonna go to jail for that, then so be it. So we had a judge that was a teacher that did not know anything, and he was like, so at we got to negotiate. I took my great uncle, who was one of them old men we talked about, right? That was a bad mistake because his anger was his face. I'm like, well, that's the wrong person to bring with me to try to get my ass back in school. He was not the right person. So who went with me is your current CEO and president of the NAACP on a national level, which was Derek Johnson, who was the person that one of the organizers with Southern Echo. And we started to negotiate with the superintendent. And I was about to say something. He said, "Mac, wait." The superintendent picked up the phone and says to the principal, "Well, he's been out one day because he left that day and he's been out. I think everything is okay. This is a good young man. He's always come to school board meetings and everything." And my suspension was lifted, and I went back to school. But I had a judge. This guy was a judge who was a teacher. Told me that I was wrong, which that fueled me to going into electrical engineering, to going into public relations, which turned into political science, which what ended up me at Tougaloo College. Because that's that's how I got to Tougaloo College because of Derek. Derek and C. Lee. There's plenty of stories we can share about those two. Did C. Lee disappear? But anyway, so yeah, so we are continuing the work that folks like Derek and C. Lee has been pushing. We're actually in the same building that they had doing poetry that Chuck and I continue to carry that on. That's why we end up with that spot. So highlights, yeah, because of them, right?
My mother. That's how C. Lee. She knew my mother. We used to work for Chris Burkett over at
really.
Highlight.
Well, that's the building that Chuck and I have been in for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
All the good food and highlights because of Ken Mama. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
I ate some of that food.
Miss Essie Clark, man. That's my mom, man.
Yeah, we ate some of that food.
Your mom.
Yeah, man, moms, man. Shout out to Ma Dukes, man. She's still kicking.
Can y'all talk a little bit about the night out at the park, the Thanksgiving night out at the park, and how that got started? And I just want to add that Ken, everybody, Chuck and Matt, everybody on this chat know that C. Lee's fandom. I don't do nothing under 45 degrees. So if Jackson State ever playing below 45 degrees, I'm gonna be cheering from the TV. But these brothers spend the night out, and I think the first night they did it was 20-something degrees. And I was like,
colder than that.
Yeah. See, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be with y'all in spirit. So can y'all talk about the night out that y'all do at Pittman Park and how they got started and everything y'all trying to accomplish around that?
Well, so we covered some of why we started, but the continuation was we found out that we were learning just as much from those brothers and sisters that they learned from us.
Mm-hmm.
We had a brother that was out there at the park that first night. He had done 7 years in prison, and he was talking about the situation with Chris Epps and the commissioner for correction, and he was there. He said, ain't no commissioner got the power to do what they say that man did. He can't do that unless one of them governors sign off on it. And if he going down, he said one of them white boys should be going down with him. This is a brother that, and I'm talking about the knowledge that's obtained from talking to these guys. So we saw the connection in meeting these brothers. Man, we had a guy that was out there, and Seeley might have. Oh yeah, this guy, he was out there in the park. Guy named Tony. He did a whole interview. He said he started his life off. You in the park. He's homeless now. He was like, he said, but I started off at Jackson State in the '80s in the boom. One of my bandmates brought brought a drug dealer to the band hall. I met this guy and got addicted to crack in the '80s. He said, but I never, he said, in his wallet, he pulled it out. He said, I still got a clean CDLs. He said, I never got high under the wheel. He said, but I'm from Woodley. My mama a nurse.
Wow.
He grew up in a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
But he said, here's the thing about it. The system that we talk about, why we fight the system so much. He says, if I get high, right, and I don't have no money and I want to get high again and I do something to go to jail, and then when I get out of jail, I go back to a halfway house that's located in the same neighborhood, in the same park where I got in trouble with the first time, which goes back to an old saying. How do you expect to get well in the same place where you got sick?
I saw it my whole youth.
Yes.
With a family member, relative of mine, dealt with a crack addiction, and I'm talking about in and out of prison. But unfortunately, when you come out, you clean, you hadn't had it in forever.
Right.
And it's a grimy game, man. You go back to that same environment. The drug dealers, man, you're just a customer that just returned. They'll drop a little something off, give you a little welcome home, a little something, and then the objective is to get you back in the flow. It's a grimy thing, man. And trust me, it really is.
So
Yeah,
guess who
look,
make these?
I wanted to make sure we
Go ahead,
say
sir.
the name of the event, Mac. The Sleep Out to Help the Homeless. And we don't even, I mean, we could talk about it, but if you go and search the Sleep Out to Help the Homeless, you might just, Mississippi Move Sleep Out to Help the Homeless. We got to post it on the website, but it's been covered. Like thousands of dollars have been raised for homeless shelters. But also under Mac's leadership, we've been able to add resource to the Sleep Out. So not only do you have, fundraising and things that are going on to make sure that homeless shelters have the resources that they need to continue to do the work for those affected by homelessness. You also have the other organizations like us as Mississippi Move that can come out there and say, well, we got blankets, or we got socks, or we've got toiletries. We gonna have the food. You got a lot of Sigmas, a lot of Zetas, some Omegas, the D9, they show up in droves. And one of the things that we've attempted to be better at is to be more organized around it. So like it is that Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we get out there, and it's a kickoff with a press conference on that evening, and we go all the way and end with another press conference that next morning. And the barrels burn all night, the grill is lit. Folks are around the fire sharing moments and stories, and really just connecting in a way that is uninhibited by technology. The heat that you got is coming from the wood is being burned. The food that you got is being grilled, or is being warmed, right there on the spot. And you have the chance to have a kind of unplug and have a conversation, maybe with your frat brother or your friend that you went to school with. And also it might be a brother that you talking to, and you don't even realize that person's homeless.
Yeah.
But
we
everybody blended in right there together.
we had that happen with a guy. We thought he came to volunteer. And rest in peace, Miss Pittman. Miss Pittman, the park was named after Miss Pittman. Miss Pittman, a longtime educator and advocate in Mississippi. And at 80 plus years old, she would drive out there and stay in the park with us to about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because the park was named after her and she took it seriously. And we had a gentleman that hung out with us all night right side Miss Pittman. And we didn't know that the brother was homeless until the next morning. We thought he came to volunteer with us. And he said that the whole time. He just, we've had Pullman's family show up. We had a family show up one night. It was a gentleman and his 3 children, his wife. They had nowhere to go. They didn't have no gas, and they was gonna sleep in the car. We made them get out the car and come sit by the fire and gave them blankets because they were gonna be colder in the car than they were by the fire. And we put them up in the hotel for the next 3 weeks and helped them get back on their feet. It's just by, people know that you're going to be there and they look for us to come there. It's like something we started that we can't undo because the need is there. So we got to continue to do it. But it goes back to voting because there are systems that are failing people that lead them to this position in the first place. So,
and it should be known that if you can't stay out all night, you can dedicate money and supplies. So they do. They take toiletries, they take blankets, they take clothes, they take money, they take money, they take money, they take toiletry, they take clothes, they take money, they take money. But so, and I'm saying it in a joking manner because I mean, I Nicole, I have a couple of nights kids said, this the year, I'm gonna go out there. This the year, I'm gonna be down. It was 32 degrees. Ain't no way in hell I'm going out there. Take these toiletries, and I'll see y'all next year. So if you like me and you can't stay out there all night, they take all kinds of supplies and like they say, they put people up in hotels. And this for me, they do a lot of great stuff. But this is, I don't want to say one thing they do is great because I think it's all equal. But I just think that this is something that's needed because I think this is the core of what Mississippi M.O.V.E. is. That they understand that political theories and political rhetoric has to manifest in something tangible. And they're out there really washing people's feet. And that's why I wanted them to highlight that. And Ken, I know you got another question. And after y'all get to Ken, I want y'all to talk a little bit about how y'all got involved in dealing with raising awareness of carbon monoxide and natural gas.
That was actually going to be my next thing. And I did, because I see everything else we kind of touched on, but the carbon monoxide and natural gas poisoning, that's interesting, man. How we get there?
All right. So there's no quick answers to none of this stuff, right? So we got thrown into disaster relief work when COVID hit, right? So when COVID hit, we're like, what are we going to do, right? So we're like, we need to get out here on the front lines and start passing out the PP, gear, and everybody was like, hey, if y'all going to do that, we'll give y'all resources to do that. So then that was 2020. So then 2021, the Arctic blast hit, everything froze. Well, our crazy selves out there again, trying to provide folks with stuff, get them some water because the pipes froze. They ain't got no heat. So we are doing all this work. So we started again getting connected with more environmental work, environmental justice, climate justice, right? So that was 21. 22, the storm hit. We hit Louisiana. We had to take care of folks from Louisiana, put them up. 23, we had the water crisis. So we just really got engulfed in understanding about environmental justice work. So one of the gentlemen that we've worked with that's benefited, he's definitely did a lot of good hard work. He went from city councilman to House of Rep to public service commissioner. He's the first Black public service commissioner. Where public service commissioner regulates your utility companies, gas, lights, and fiber optic or internet. So we always complain about the issues we have in our community. So I have a store, and a lady came in that we've seen in our store and was like, what's going on? She was upset because her mother-in-law died. Her mother-in-law house exploded. So right when the temperature dropped down to 12 degrees or lower, everybody's using their gas. So we had a house that caught a fire, right? It was like, okay. So then a house exploded. like less than 2 days later, another house exploded. I was like, wait a minute, this stuff is connected. So when we found out the lady that died in the house was close to someone that we knew, we was like, well, we started to focus energy. It was like I seen gas trucks that started popping up everywhere. I was like, wait a minute, something is happening. You know,
Right.
what is gas trucks doing on Sunday? So we started learning more about what happened was she complained about a gas leak since November, and they didn't do anything about it.
Mm.
So I'm like, so then we're like, well, they didn't have a detector. Then we found out, you know, definitely formed a partnership with the Public Service Commissioner. Like, we're trying to educate the community that you can buy a dual system of a smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide detector,
Yeah.
but it does not detect gas. You got to buy a separate detector.
For
So
gas.
we found a carbon monoxide and natural gas detector. We went and found hoods. We went to the family. We gave the family a donation, and we went to cover everybody on that street because that street is still tore up. Folks were still fixing pipes, and we gave everybody on that street in that area that was affected our carbon monoxide detector that also detected natural gas because it was just as simple as if your pilot light was out, the detector will go off. And we did demonstrations. So we went to Holmes County, we went to other places and gave out the detectors and started educating folks about how this affect you by climate justice. Because when you have these frigid, cold temperatures, people are cutting their gas and heat on, and you don't know you're putting yourself in danger because you didn't even know. And I'm being honest, I didn't even know anything about a natural gas detector until this situation happened. But
Yeah.
we always talk about being prepared for whatever's happening. So we added this to another thing on our list of stuff that people need to have so they can be properly prepared to make sure they keep themselves safe. So that's how we got involved with the carbon monoxide and natural gas detectors.
Good deal, man. Good deal. So now you guys are nominated, man. Organization of the Year. Let's talk about that, man. How does that feel? Young, Gifted, and Empowered Award, man.
I'll say this. We talked about it last night on our podcast, Nightcap Knowledge. We on every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central. And we have to congratulate somebody that acts on their assignment. And I just want to say to be included in the company of like y'all's AD, Ashley and the brother Mr. Thomas with his Hidioki bespoke suits and Dr. Ebony and Dr. Terrence James to be included in that company and people who have done these very, very awesome things, man. One, it's great to be celebrated because it kind of gives you a little bit more fuel to keep going, right? It adds something to that perseverance pot that where you can, you feel celebrated, you feel honored, and it gives you a little bit more more oomph to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But the sister that created the Young Gifted and Empowered Awards, and it's been going on for 9 years. Shamika, shout out to Shamika for highlighting people from or living in, working in Mississippi, that are doing things at a very high level,
Mm-hmm.
and also showing in a very balanced way. Like, look, you look at this, it's typically the reverse. Like, you see a lot of black women that are being honored, and I've not seen an organization led by a woman that has honored this many black men. And I just want to say I appreciate her. I'm inspired by her. And whatever we can do to help, and I said it last night, I'm saying it again. Whatever we can do to help Young Gifted and Empowered Awards, and like the watch parties and making nominations, and continuing to lift her up and how she does the production of this event.
Yeah.
Like, it felt top notch, 100% like above board. Anything that I've ever been involved in is typically me working the event and helping other folk. But to have somebody say, "Well, look, we gonna shout y'all out. We're gonna take care of y'all. We're gonna do a photo shoot. We're gonna have y'all got snacks if y'all want them on the day of." Like all of that, it felt great. It felt absolutely outstanding. And I want to say I appreciate her for doing this, for having the perseverance and the pockets to do so.
Where is it going to be located?
It's virtual. It's been virtual for a couple of years now.
That's what I was wondering that because I saw the streaming aspect.
Yeah. So you can go to if you got Roku, you can download it or add it at the channel, and it's actually pretty dope, man. The Roku channel. I have the iPhone app, the iOS app, and there's a bunch of content on there right now. So if you're looking at like trying to figure out the previous honorees, you can go on there, take a look at the stuff like Rita Brent, Jackson State grad. She's one of the previous honorees for this awards. I think she actually even hosted it too. So her production and the way that everything is lined out, everything that Shamika has done is top notch. And I urge y'all to go download her app. Download, or if you got Roku, add that channel to your thing. Don't delete it, and get some stuff on there. Just let it run one day. Run our numbers up, because at the end of the day, a like and a subscribe and a comment don't hurt nobody.
Don't hurt nobody, man.
Yeah,
I tell them I always play through the ads, man. Just get through it. Let's get through it. Go ahead, C.
I was gonna say to Brother Chuck's point, it's a first-rate event. I had the pleasure of participating. I think I've done two. 1 year CJ Rhodes got an award. Now one year CJ Rhodes got an award, and so what she'll do is she'll have the awardees, and then she'll have entertainment to help present the awardees. And so I think the year that CJ Rhodes got an award, she asked me to write a poem about ministers and leadership. And I felt bad because the minister didn't get no singing. I felt like if anybody should have got singing, it should have been the minister. And she was like, well, now I'm here singing for him. I want you to write. And I got what she was doing since ministers do sermons. She wanted a poem for the minister. But I'm saying all that to say that, as Brother Chuck said, it's a first-rate event. I mean, it's a good event. I want to be clear. It's a good event. It's an essential event. But I like Brother Chuck said, I've been in a lot of events, been to a lot of award shows. I've yet to go to a lot of things that are as well organized and well put together. So if you've never watched any of the Young Gifted and Empowered award shows, do yourself a favor and check it out, just to help this sister who wants to help Mississippi. But also, you won't be doing just a favor. You will be entertained. It is a great, and I hate to have to sell it that way because it's a utilitarian event. It's an event, but it is a good show. You will not be bored. You will enjoy yourself. That's it.
So I can download this on my Apple phone, sir. DJ
Chuck.
Okay, I'm looking for it.
You can download it on your Apple. I actually, if you go,
I got it.
Mississippi M.O.V.E has a watch party, virtual watch party, but as you can see, like it's stuff streaming right now.
I just downloaded the app.
Y'all
go download the app. Go download the app, people.
It ain't. Is it in the App Store?
Yep, I just downloaded it. So it's exactly how he gave it to us.
It's in there for Droid too, right?
I don't know about Droid.
See, that's why I just see
Roku.
I got the Roku. I'm gonna go to the Roku.
Okay.
Let me say it this way. Also, you got multiple Rokus. Make sure it's on all your devices.
Okay.
All of them.
All that stuff count.
It does. So if y'all got it, download it and see if it is on Android. Download it to support. I just want y'all to know, I pray that God blows y'all mind. and take you to another level, because I think it's a scripture that says he can see, can you handle a little bit so he can give you much. So y'all handle a little bit right now. So when much coming, ain't gonna be absolutely nothing for you to handle, because you're giving your heart in this now. So as you begin to prosper, it's gonna be even better for you. So I'm excited for you both.
I want to add to that, and I know we're getting ready to wrap up, you guys. I appreciate you guys for coming on, man. I just want to offer partnership and collaboration in whatever way that we can. I mean, we are media. We Jackson State centric. We pull up if we have to, man. If we need to add some eyes to an event, we'll come in and record that thing, and we'll, we've had it consistently about a good 600 plus. Most of these shows have hit about 3K overall, 3 to 4K, and yeah, man. If we can add some visual aspects to what you guys are doing, we'll be more than happy to partner. Hell, I need to partner with whoever helping. I need a grant writer. We need all that stuff, man. We got people don't understand the amount of time. Ain't nobody getting paid for this, man. I mean, we do what we do with the YouTube channel, but we try to stack the revenue so when we get ready to travel during football season, all expenses are covered. We don't want anybody to pay anything out of pocket. And when it's that way, trust me when I tell you, I don't give a damn if it's a bag of chips, man. Everything costs. That's why I love what you said. What you say? Passion in pockets, perseverance in pockets. Perseverance in pockets. You got it, man. It's a grind, man. It's a grind. We're on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the most part, unless something comes up. We need to take a break.
That's a beat right there.
Huh?
I say that's a real beat. That's a cadence. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Every Tuesday.
Man. And we're in the off season right now. Matter of fact, we're gonna finish the show up when you guys jump off. And we're gonna talk some portal stuff, man. We had a couple of players hit the portal, and we got some commitments. So we'll bring it back into the Jackson State space. But we always deal with real life. Real life come first, man. And anytime you guys got anything, we're gonna stay in contact for sure. And I appreciate Brother C. Lee for connecting the dots with this, man. This has been great stuff. Y'all got anything else you want to throw out there before we let you get back to your time?
I just want to say appreciate you guys, man. Hopefully we can return the favor. We can get y'all on our podcast one night to hang out with us. We cuss a lot more and drink a lot more on our podcast.
My kind of show.
We need people way out.
Yes, sir.
So when you be ready to pull up, be ready to pull up. You know what I'm saying? And
hey, listen, what they don't know is, see, y'all gotta understand something. What you don't know is that I met, my friend, you can't see that right now. My friend Jack, we had a conversation before the show. So I got a bar teasing, all that good stuff, man.
Boy, so you got the bar teasing on deck.
Oh yeah, I'm a double pot it up. You know what I'm saying? And,
I usually wait till Friday after dark.
Oh no, that's too long.
I ain't got nothing to do with none of that she talking about.
I'll wait till Friday before I have my wine. I'm the wine down girl.
No, but go ahead. Yeah, absolutely, man. We're more than happy to hop on.
And the other thing is, tell folks to go to msmove.org, man. Check us out. If you want to volunteer, you want to get on board. We're going to keep this thing rolling. As Chuck says, we're going to move Mississippi forward, all gas, no brakes.
Nightcap knowledge. Okay, nightcap knowledge. I like see that. You.
Yeah. And before Shannon Sharp had it, we 187 episodes in, just for the record.
Okay, nightcap knowledge. I like that.
That's good work right there, man. We'll be
more than happy before you go to bed.
Absolutely, man. Well, brother, I appreciate you guys, man. If y'all got any socials, y'all can drop that. Folks can go follow you, man. Let them know how to find you.
Yeah, most definitely. The website, once again, msmove.org. Mississippi Move's social media handle is Mississippi M.O.V.E. Mississippi M.O.V.E. But you can find us everywhere, Mississippi Move, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then also, like Max said, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. We put something on your head before you go to bed, something worth thinking about with Nightcap Knowledge. And we just want to say thank you to KC and to all of the crew here. I've hit the subscribe button, the follow button. And I'm gonna make sure that, you know, when I got my notifications going off, I'm tapping in, bringing some of that Tougaloo love, man, to the Jackson State family. So look, we all in it together.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
So
hey, man,
I'm gonna jump off with them. I just want to, you know, Mac and Chuck know how I feel about them. I've known them for a long, long time. They real warriors. They real fighters. And I'll say that if anything you want to take a lesson from Mississippi Move is that it doesn't matter what issue. Pick an issue and do something.
That's a good point.
And that's what Mississippi Move has always been about. They picked the issue and they did something. And I want to say this because I know this will mean something to them. Y'all are living and breathing the work that Brother Hollis wants y'all to do. And that is the best compliment and testament that I can give to y'all is that y'all know that Brother Hollis Watkins Muhammad would be so proud, was proud of y'all, and is proud of y'all. And I want to thank y'all for continuing to live and do the work that Brother Hollis laid the blueprint that y'all are not doing. That's it. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna jump off again.
Before y'all go though, he's asking about the flag. I'm assuming I didn't get your thoughts on that Confederate crap that they talking about, man. That Governor Tate Reeves just kind of put out there. Thoughts on that? What do we do with that?
Playing a big ass HBCU event in the middle of downtown Jackson, downtown Gulfport, downtown Hattiesburg, in Lexington, and celebrate us. Like, man, the hell with
losers.
Hey, my birthday April 29th. So I if they gonna, it's my month anyway. I don't know why they have to do it in April. Not that I want it in a different month. I guess I have to do, you know, whatever.
If they want to celebrate Confederate Heritage Month, I'm gonna tell you, man, we gonna make it HBCU month. Like we
yeah.
But you know also that they celebrate at the same time that they're gonna be doing that. You're gonna have Islamic Heritage Month.
Right.
They do so the Islamic the Muslim Museum is right downtown. And they do an event every year in the downtown area.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have one side that's celebrating Islamic Heritage Month, then you're gonna have Confederate Heritage on the other side. It ain't nothing like Mississippi. I'm telling you. If you want to look at the blueprint for slavery, you just go right down 55 south and get off, and it's just craziness. But again, it's always been some folks that it's really, I give a damn. It's just strong enough that, you know, we can keep going through this thing and not bother us. People say stuff and do stuff to see your reaction. The best reaction you give folks sometimes is no reaction.
Yep.
People don't understand, man, what we have to deal with being Mississippians, man. It's a. I don't care where you go. It stays with you. There's so much work to be done, man, and so much adversity, you know. But I like that idea. Go ahead, Celie.
I'll just add that, and I know people said, I'm gonna just keep saying it. They understand that until we are willing to be an economic juggernaut and to spend our money wisely, they are not afraid of us economically anymore. We need to start talking about both voting and economic power.
Yep.
You do not have a Confederate History Month if you are afraid of the economic leverage that Black people bring to bear. And at this point, they're telling us, they are basically in our faces telling us, we don't believe that you Black people are strong enough or committed enough to use your economic power. In fact, they know that white people treat us how they want to treat us, racist white people treat us how they want to treat us, and we still spend our money with them. So when people ask me, you can get mad. Like I keep saying, I don't spend my. I try my best not to spend my money outside of Hines County. I try my best to spend money with Black-owned. Yes, Mississippi Black Pages. Thank you, Brother Chuck, because somebody asked me about that. You can go to Mississippi Black Pages and look for Black-owned businesses. If you are a Black-owned business, contact Mississippi Black Pages and do what you need to do to get put in there. We need to make it easier for our folk to find Black-owned businesses. So it doesn't matter what kind of business it is. You need to get with Mississippi Black Pages. Either go there and look for a Black-owned company for whatever you're doing. If you're looking for a contractor, if you're looking for a dentist, if you're looking for a cement mixer, whatever it is, and if you have a business. But this is about economics. And until we as Black people ask ourselves, every time I spend my money, I ask myself one question. Is there a Black business that offers this good or service? Until we are willing to empower ourselves economically, they're going to keep doing these kinds of things. I'll shut up.
Miss Benita, I know she want to say something.
Keep doing these kinds of things.
Hey, you got to have to mute you, whatever you're listening to. Miss Benita.
Hey, good evening. So I just wanted to come on as first.
Back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You watching yourself?
Wait a minute, I'm watching myself. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry.
I just like on the radio.
I know, right?
You got to turn your radio down.
I know. Look, y'all know how old I am, so quit playing. So I just wanted to come on simply because I don't understand. I don't know if people understand about Mac and Chuck. Why they laughing at me? But Mississippi Move evolved from a dining room table from my best friend and I, Cheryl's. We coined the name. They were in college when we met these two young men. So it's ironic because the only reason why I came up is because somebody asked about the flag vote. It was the flag vote that originated Mississippi Move. So just so y'all know, that's where it came from. So history is really repeating itself. I met Al at Southern Echo.
Al White.
Exactly. And we all sat around the table. And it was during the Barbara Blackman campaign. Harvey Johnson was running and some of the other political pundits. And we decided after, I think it was Gary Anderson's race, we were at Primo's with Isaac Byrd. And we said, we need to figure out a way to motivate our young folks to get involved and get in the movement. That's how I met Chuck and Mac. My son was 3 running around campaigns. I say all this to say that these young men not only inspired my son, but they inspired me. So just seeing you all, I'm sitting up here running tears because I'm like, you know what? Never did I dream that this organization would still be here and you all would be carrying the torch. And then to say something about the flag, we still dealing with this? Come on now, Mississippi. We know better. We know way, way better. So for everyone that has a child, educate your children. If you would just educate your children, we would be far beyond instead of making children think that they're privileged. You got stuff or you have stuff, but it's not theirs. Make them be empowered to get their own. And by doing that, you'll empower them to want to vote.
Yeah.
Because your power is in the vote, people. That's where it is. These different expungements and all this, you can't vote for this, that, and the other. When I tell you I've seen some foolishness go on at polls across the state of Mississippi, where people bring dogs just to intimidate, like the first alderman that was up there, they brought a dog.
The CRM shouldn't weigh your budget down.
Just to say that they were couldn't vote. But we ended up electing. That was 9/11, the weekend of the Tuesday of 9/11. We ended up electing the first alderman who was judged. And that was 9/11, the weekend of the. So I say that to say, people, that we just got to do better.
I love it. Let's see, Mac coming on. Oh yeah, Mac. Appreciate you, Mac, for coming on. I know he had to jump off. This is good stuff, man. Hey, Chuck, anytime you guys wanna, let's reconvene. I gotta come on the show, man. I'm gonna come on that thing with my bottle.
Yeah, look, I'm coming. I'm not coming with my bottle.
Hey, we pulling up.
I'm coming with my glass.
I'm gonna be a guest. I ain't coming. I ain't hosting. I'll be a guest on that one.
Yeah. We need to work on doing some during football season, man. Do some voter registration.
Hey, sister, I didn't know what that was. It caught me off guard. I was like, all I started hearing in my head was copyright. Copyright. What is that? I'm trying not to let nothing play. I don't want the whole thing to get, but no, we good, man. We good.
Yeah. But hey, y'all go ahead and keep the show going. I'm gonna tune in and get the rest of it. But thank y'all so much for having us on. We really appreciate it. And we'll definitely be working together soon.
All right. I'm loving these Wednesdays, Ken. Come on, Ken.
Hey, this is C. Lee. C. Lee hooked this up for us. But yeah, we definitely got the special guest Wednesday. I know you're probably gonna jump off, bro. You can stay if you like. We're gonna jump into some sports stuff because we gonna only got about. All right, babe.
All right, Sarah.
So what we have, and it's okay. You can stay on because we TD didn't come up tonight. I rap with him about it, and then he'll probably be on Friday. And then of course Zoe. I know normally we have the guests come on a little earlier to try to get, and we didn't really get a chance to get through all the preliminaries, but we did talk about, we had a couple players hit the portal today. Jalen hit the portal, Keydrain hit the portal, but he actually got out of the portal. But what I wanted to get to had a couple of commitments. So we got a track athlete, Jaden Dix, for committed today. And then we also picked up a tight end. So for those who have kept up with like the roster, one of the things I do like that the coaches do, and I talked to Coach O about this. Y'all remember when Hayden Hagler entered the portal, and I was asking as far as like, there we go. Look at that. Thanks for the shout out.
I put their links in there, Ken. They on Twitter and I think their website. So yeah.
Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. That's outstanding, man. Thank you for the surprise out people all the time when I say Mississippi had the highest black population percent-wise than any other state in America with 38%. We truly have power. That's right. I love that, John. Thank you for the donation to the channel. Appreciate you so much, man. That's great. That's great stuff, man.
What's this economics we working together, Ken?
Group economics is what we do over here, man. At KC-1400, we have done some amazing things, you guys. We have. I told you guys we have about I guess the evaluation of what we've done is we probably can't put a number on that with the amount of press that we provided to help to drive ticket sales, help to drive motivation, help to keep the momentum rolling, initiatives that we've done specifically. And we're gonna continue to do them. We had a conversation with the Boom today via Twitter, by the way, that we possibly may pull up and do a live show on the day of the merge. And hey, gone are the days where we feel like we can't have something because of, like Chuck just said, because they got the perseverance, but they don't have the pockets. They don't want to pay the $50,000 to navigate down to Monroe, Louisiana. But we feel like, hey, we trying to go win that game. So the Boom pulling up to Monroe and playing would be a great support and addition to our Tigers in game one. So if 50,000 is, we can make that happen. I think that's easy. We do kind of like a merge. You know how you do those telethons. I'm with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. But real quick, I did want to touch on this though. But we said Hayden hit the portal. This was a while back. This is probably when was that? I think it had to be December. I don't remember when he hit it. I have a question. Did it really take? That's what they said. So the answer is going to be yes. You're talking about the Boom is projected to be over 300 band members, and then you're talking about moving those band members from one location to the next. You're talking about moving those instruments. You're talking about support staff. You're talking about all of the directors and all the media team. You're talking about food, eating, and hell yeah, it's going to be 50,000. That's actually a discount. because it costs money to move the boom. It actually costs money to move the boom from Jackson State to the Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium, just so y'all know that. They say, yeah, most away trips cost at least $50,000 for the boom. Listen, man, if we can, you know, if that's what we want to see, they basically was like, look, y'all want us to come, and they said it. If y'all raise it, we coming. That's what they said, verbatim. But I think today we speaking back to football, we picked up a tight end today. He was at North Carolina A&T by way of JUCO. I think he played last season with them. Didn't play as much, but he was a pretty good piece from a blocking standpoint and had some stats. I think 10 receptions, maybe a couple of 100 yards and a touchdown was his stats. But a great pickup for us. You know, of course we got Jency in the fold and Sebastian and the rest of the tight ends, but we definitely needed to add more depth in that position. And today we was able to do that. You're talking 6'4", 255, great size tight end. And I like that Coach O and staff have added another big body in the room for what we're looking to do. So happy to have Jaden Dix to join Coach Thorne, his track team. And we're excited about what's to come. Now, I know we did touch on Jalen leaving, but shortly, right before the show started, we got two commitments, two big-time commitments. One from Toledo. Now Michael Cherry was at Pearl River Junior College. He's from Petal, Hattiesburg. He's a Mississippi kid. Went JUCO, got an opportunity, former 3-star, and he committed to Toledo and went up there. Didn't play. He didn't get the playing time that he desired. So he's a big kid, though. You're talking 6'3", 185. I mean, one thing I'm starting to see is Coach Quinn. He likes big cornerbacks. It seems like Sadiq Thompson, who was at Jones. He basically Jones or Perver, whichever one. He's from one of the JUCOs. He's a 6'3" kid, almost 6'4", slim, Bill. So out goes Jalen, in comes Michael Cherry. Michael Cherry is actually a cornerback, but we also lost Tony McCray, who we had signed during the early signing period, as well as Jaden Tate. Jaden Tate both of them came from Georgia State. So just because you see exits, you may not get those entrances right away, but they do their due diligence. And we added the Lua. Dolly, man, I don't know this young man. Let me make sure that Austin used a weird looking font. Let me make sure I don't mess his name up. It's he go by Day Day. It's we call him Day Day. Day Day Bright. That's his name. And he put it on there and say Day Day. But it looks like Daylon. I'm gonna say Daylon. It's Daluan. Daylon. Dalen. How about Dalen Bright? How about that? Day Day from Portland State, FCS. They play in the Big Sky Conference over there with Weber State and some of the other FBS schools, FCS programs. I'm sorry, a safety, really good pickup, man. So we what you're seeing is a replacement of the losses. A player leaving the portal, entering the portal.
We snatching one up.
You have that scholarship available.
Right.
You take that money, you take that scholarship, take the opportunity, and you move on to the next one. And what you go get the pieces that you desire, the pieces that you think fit within your system. One of the things that Coach Quinn obviously is he liked cornerbacks and DBs that can play man, and and that can cover and hold their own. I think you get a good quality DB. Now he's got to come in, put the work in, and do what he do. But obviously, they saw what they needed to see in order to vet him out and figure that he fit their system. So when they send out those offers, man, you got those offers. We got a lot of kids in the portal right now, a ton of them. So I'm happy that K. Cali jumped out of the portal. You know what I'm saying? He got in the portal, got out. How am I feeling about the additions? I feel good about them. I trust the coaches, man. I'm not doing the recruiting. I go and check out the film. I think Day gonna be a really good tackler. I mean, he's a tough nosed kid, from what I was able to see, and it's great depth. You know what I'm saying? Let's let it be known. I mean, we're pretty comfortable at the safety position, in my opinion. You add more depth, and which is what you want. You know, we got Isaias coming back. Uh, um, and Isaias I think, is going to have a breakout year. And then you also got B.J. Washington, who was, I think, is one of the best safeties in the conference. Coming off his injury, he's going to be healthy. Still got Petty. I mean, you got K. Cali back. I mean, you healthy is all get out, and you got a lot of interchangeable pieces. I love that, with the addition of Robert McDaniel coming over from Alcorn, who I think is a really good. I think he's one of my favorite pickup. He might have been the most favorite pickup of the entire early signing period. And you're going to see him play corner. You're probably going to see him at the nickel, but he can also play safety, though. That's the beauty of the positions that they have. It's interchangeable pieces with a very aggressive coach with a aggressive defensive mindset. So I expect a lot of aggression, and you got big corners with good speed that can hold their own, which is I think is going to be really good for us defensively. Now, this is the thing. When you go to the portal, it's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? So you hope that we hit and we land on some talent, and we hope they come in with the right mindset to come in and do the work. So I like it, though. You get a Mississippi kid that's happy to be back home. There was some talent that got out of the state. These both are upperclassmen. They're not Cubs that's just coming to college. So they've had some time within a program. And love Jalen. But let's not sit up here and act like we could not have gotten better on the back end. You go to the Alcorn game. It wasn't a good day for us. You know what I mean? You go to the FAMU game. We got picked apart in the back, in the secondary. And that's just what it was. However you want to break it down, assess it, it is what it is. The tape don't lie. When you go to the games that we lost, Texas State, they could have scored 100 points on us. Just keeping it a buck. You have to address those things, and when you got players that exit, it gives you a great opportunity to do so. Batman Mitchell goes to the portal. Jaden Bosley goes to the portal. Just a lot of different aspects. Now you take those opportunities to get better, and I think the coaches are doing just that. So that's one of the things I do love it. I love about it. Love about the picks. Dede entered the portal as well. I think he's a big loss, but I would say yes, Jaden did graduate. He did graduate. Jalen is a grad. So he's an alum along with Dede. He either did graduate or about to graduate, one of the two. But he's entering the portal as a grad. But I expect to see a D tackle come in to fill in that void of Dede. So you just count what you got going out, and you just replace whatever you need. We got the scholarships. You go get what you need. The portal wide open. They're going to be looking for some homes. So you can see they said they wanted to bring in another quarterback. You can see they've hunted for another body to add to the quarterback room. There are some positions they just not touching. I ain't seen I like it. I think we'll be maybe grabbing some more, maybe another O-lineman or two or something like that, maybe another tackle, another edge rusher. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they round out this roster, but we still got a good 7 days to go with the portal open. I think the portal closes in 6 days, so we got about a good week. And all I would just say to JSU faithful is, listen, man, we have to change our mindset with how we. Not saying that you haven't, but just keep in mind this is a different time we live in. And you just may see some players into the portal that you may not necessarily want to, but nothing that happened today shocked me. I kind of, had a feeling in regards. I wasn't expecting Jalen to leave, but he made that decision, and like I said, got nothing but love for him, and I'm happy to, that we were able to grab some talent out of the portal to kind of fill in that void. Jalen's a starter, past 2 seasons, good kid. I hate to see him go, but as I stated, if they decide that they want to go somewhere else, I'm on love on them on the way out the door, walk them to the car and shake their hand and make sure we good and wish them well. That's what it is. The draft is tomorrow, and SWAC hopefuls that we should be looking for. Sunday out of games, man. Sunday out of Anderson. I think this is the last name. Is it Sunday out of game? Grambling. It's Sunday out of Anderson, I think. I think he's going to be the first HBCU player off the board. Edge rusher from Grambling. Anderson. Thank you, the Boom. Let's see who else from the HBCU ranks. Davius Richards still got a chance to get drafted, even though he got hurt in the Legacy Bowl. Quarterback for North Carolina Central. It's going to be interesting to see, the offensive lineman from Howard, but, John Huggins, potentially. I think from Jackson State, John Huggins might be the only one. I think Jaheim will get an opportunity to go play. They sign a free agent contract, but when it comes to just getting drafted, I think the only player from Jackson State that has a chance is going to be John Huggins. From my standpoint, that would be dope if John get drafted. I think John has the measurables. He has the body. He's a hybrid linebacker. He fits that. But if he don't get drafted, I think he can take the similar route as just similar to like Marquise Bell from FAMU, who's playing for the Cowboys and starting and playing kind of like a hybrid linebacker. So, we'll see what happens. The draft starts tomorrow, day 1 tomorrow, man. And then you got obviously Friday and then on into Saturday. So, yeah, I'm gonna shut up and let y'all speak. I've been.
One of the things that I would say to people, to folks, to anybody, I think over the last couple of years, as we've had an explosion in the HBCU sports and culture pages, right? We've had this kind of explosion. And I think people have to understand that just because you have an explosion doesn't mean that everybody that's talking is an expert. And I think, folks.
That's his name, Blue. I'm sorry. I forgot his name. I could not remember Mikey Victor's name to save my neck. Oh, my goodness. He was also at the East-West Shrine Bowl. Go ahead. Keep going. That's right. Mikey Victor. I couldn't remember his name.
And so, if you're not I think people have to ask themselves, are they political junkies? I'm sorry, not political junkies, football junkies. Like Ken and Zoe were football junkies before this platform started. That's what they did. They did recruiting, right? You got other people and I think a lot of time people are reacting and overreacting simply because the spaces have become popular, but they're not getting that information from people who are really experts and who really know. And I think that's what I think that my only advice is, if you're going to go on platforms and you're going to have conversations with people that's been doing this work for more than a year or 6 months. If you're going to go on platforms and try to really learn something about your team or just about the portal or just about the sport, see if the people with whom you're having these discussions have been doing this for longer than a couple of years. Because I see a lot of times Jackson State people Again, I will admit, y'all know me. I'm D I love because I only love D, and so I've really cut out where I go. And one of the reasons why is that I can be on a space, and I can see a Jackson State person or a person claiming Jackson State who's on here, and will be on another space and say something that's just really either inaccurate or not intelligent, because you're going places, getting information from places from people who don't know any more than you know. And so I think that creates a lot of hysteria around, oh, so-and-so got in the portal, this person got in the portal. It's like, you know, like Zoe and Ken, and they're saying, look, if at this point you haven't either understood or accepted that colleges are going to be changing players the way most people change underwears and socks. And if you don't understand, that's just kind of how it is. And rather than reacting to the players getting in and out of the portal, you should react to the coaches and the coaching staff and the support staff that you have. Either you believe in the coaches and the coaching staff and the support staff that you have, or you don't. It's one of two ways. And a lot of times people are losing their mind simply because they want to act like they know, and they're really novices. And so that's just my only advice to people. Now, you don't have to be like me and like I don't go to a lot of, but if you're going to get information, if you're going to have discussions with people that's been having this discussion for more than 6 months to a year. Look at the pedigree, look at the resume, look at the people who are having these discussions. Because what happens is you get bad information, and then you go from site to site to site raising hell about that bad information. And what you're really doing is just perpetuating that bad information even more. So I would just say be weary and be leery of with whom you spend your time when you're discussing Jackson State, and be leery from whom you're getting that information. Because you may be the very person that's helping to spread panic and bad information just by speaking on stuff that you don't know. I'll shut up.
No, you said a mouthful. You said a mouthful. I ain't no prophet, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll just say that Friday's show gonna be a highly watched show. And I have my reasons as to why I say that. Trust me, I'm privy to far more information than I ever disclose. I just always choose to wait until it hit the airwaves, and then I'll talk about it. But it's gonna be a busy day. I'll just say that.
and the truth of the matter is, like you said, because you got that information, but you can tell people it's gonna be busy till the 30th.
It will be, and it's a lot going on in different aspects, in different ways, in different spaces. Jackson State carries the torch when it comes to engagement from an HBCU standpoint. I mean, it is what it is. It just kind of is what it is, and you just kind of got to embrace it and accept it. Because of that, I tend to just kind of stay away from some of that other stuff. There's a lot of food. It was a lot of just craziness on the web, you know, coming from other programs, not even SWAC related, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there's the noise around, you know, the program our previous head coach is at, and all that foolishness that you see. And I just tend to try to stay away from that. Some stuff you see get out in the airways, and you just shake your head and say, wow, that's interesting. But, you know, we stay the course, do what we do, stay focused on what we're here to talk about and what we're here to present. But I just think I don't know. I kind of know it right before it happens, but I'll get word of certain things. But all I'm saying is this: when it comes to the portal, I just don't have any emotions about it anymore, because I've already kind of programmed my mind to just saying, in any given moment, anybody can decide that something else is best for them. And I ain't gonna be the one to. If I got the relationship with them while they're here, I'm gonna keep that relationship if they decide to leave. I understand the landscape. That's why I was telling folks in the chat today. I was like, hey man, prepare yourselves, man, to really just understand that we do have some players that got some opportunities, you know, to go to other places, and if they cash in, they cash in, you know. So in the end, I said, now I can't wait for. It's always good. It's never bad. Even when you feel like it's bad, it ain't bad. Is that's not a good question. It's all good to me because the sky is never falling. This is what I'm trying to say, Celie. That sky is falling mentality is all about perspective.
Right.
Some things may happen that you may not want to happen, but if you take the emotions out of it, take a step back and really like assess what we're working with, you say, okay, I understand why that is what it is. I would just say this. I can assure you this. It ain't nothing that's gonna happen on the home front that you won't get the actual details as to what and why. The real behind it all. And I'm serious when I say that, you know what I'm saying? What we no longer, Chuck said something when he was on here talking about, you know, owning your own media, making sure you're in control of that, telling your own story. And I'm just telling you like this right here, anything that come down the pipe, and if it's Jackson State sports related, we gonna get the right answers and the right, and I'm just saying, like, if something, you know, we're gonna guard the yard. I'll just say it that way. We're gonna guard the yard, protect the brand.
Like I was gonna say this before somebody Miracle Sports put it in the chat, but like I go to the spring game just cause it's what I do. But I'm not one of the people who go to the spring game thinking that the spring game is gonna give me some great insight into next season. Like I've never understood people who go to the spring game and then want to jump on different platforms. And this is what the team gonna be next year. This half the team ain't gonna be there next year. Half the people ain't gonna be. So you can't say this is what the team gonna be next year because half of them ain't gonna be there. And so I go to the spring game and I put it to you like this: I go to the spring game because it's enjoyable, and I go to support Jackson State. My team, as someone just put in the chat, this is how I always feel about it. My team is whoever be out there when we kick off the first game of the year. That's who my team is. And so I don't care. Well, what's the day for the first game, kid? What's the day for the first game?
August 29th.
Okay, so I don't care about no roster that's up August 28th. Let me be real clear. Any roster that's up, let me say this to everybody in the chat. If you running your fool self to the Jackson State website every day, checking the roster, stop doing that. That's stupid, right? The only roster that matters is the roster that after we kick off. Don't look at it before. So we kick off on the 29th, kid. What time that game on the 29th?
7 p.m.
So the roster that's up at 6:30 on August 29th, that roster don't matter. Pay no attention to the roster that's up at 6:30. Pay attention to the roster that's up at 7:05 after we kick off. That's your Jackson State team. And from now until then, look here, as I heard my granddaddy say something, and Sister Rochelle, you could correct my granddaddy if you want to, but this is what my granddaddy said. He said, boy, you can put a ring on a finger, but that ain't your woman until the ideas and the ideas has been said and you in the marriage bed. So until the ideas and the ideas has been said and you in the marriage bed, that ain't your woman. So until we kick off, stop running to the roster, stop giving yourself that stress, and either you believe that Coach TC is what we think he is, then it is what it is. I shut up.
So I don't do great up in here.
There you go.
There you go.
When he said when you mix black and white together, you get gray. Y'all confused. I'm with Jackson State University. Period. That's it. So I'm with Celie on that. Is that I trust the coaches that we have, and y'all, and especially y'all be in y'all feelings. Stop it. Some of y'all get ulcers. Stop it. And some of y'all quit living through these kids.
Well, I think here's the thing when it comes to
because I love listen, whatever we got, like whatever we got, we cheering for Jackson State University. And just welcome to the portal, because listen, 3,000 kids is stuck in the portal, which I think is insane. But that's the choices that they choose. So we just go trust, like Ken said, as one leave, another one comes. And we're going to be all right.
I'm going to say this about our football team. Man, I don't know what we're going to be yet. I just don't. I like, it's a lot that I like about it, and it's still some things that I feel like that I know that's going to happen that I'm waiting to see come together. And until I do that, it's so hard to, you do your best to try to, I love, he said, to be fair at this point, we may have to just take the roster. Hey, I just say root for the, I'm gonna say it like this right here, man. That if I ain't gonna say fall in love with, because you pretty much already do, but I would just say the name on the front of the jersey is the name that's gonna be the most important thing in this era of college football, man. Because the names on the back of the jerseys are gonna change quite frequently. And there are gonna be some coaches are gonna have to reorganize their recruiting strategies and figure out how many guys do they want to try to go after. Do you go? It's always going to come back to hurting high schoolers. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to get a 1-year rental, you might as well go with a guy that can be an immediate impact guy. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can get get some freshman talent in there that can make it do what it do. We're fortunate in that aspect. I think we're healthy from a high school standpoint, and you try to raise them up in your program, maybe keep them a year or 2 or 3. And hopefully they stay the whole time. But it's going to be a lot of kids out there that's going to be they're going to be journeymen in college. They're going to go to 5 programs. They're going to red shirt over here. They're going to play their freshman year here. They're going to play their sophomore year there. They're going to go here for a junior, been done graduated. And wherever they wound up in year 3 or 4 is who they're going to be an alum. So I guess if you want to graduate from Jackson State, then maybe you don't go to Jackson State initially. Maybe you go over here and go over there, and then you pull up over there Jackson State year 3 and get your degree, and then you go somewhere else after you graduate. So
Ken, can I ask you a question though? Even though they're doing all that transferring, does that not hurt them graduating? Or do
well, here's the NCAA says as long as you're academically eligible, you can transfer and have immediate eligibility. Yeah. They have to get their work. Still got to maintain their eligibility.
Yeah, let me see. This is what they did, and sometimes you fight for things, and you have to understand there's some unintended consequences. So, Sister Rochelle, what they did was the NC2A finally listened to folks who were saying, "Why don't you treat student athletes the way you treat regular students?" That was really so. For instance, a regular student can transfer to any college as long as they got the grade. Like if you a Jackson State student and hey, you went to Jackson State for a semester and it didn't work out for you, you go to Alcorn. You go to Alcorn, it didn't work out for you, you can go to Valley. And so everybody just kept saying like, hey, and for years, student athletes were forced to play under different rules. Like as a person who was in the English department, if one of my majors was hungry, Sister Rochelle, if I wanted to buy that student a sandwich or we wanted to take up a collection for a student, we could do that. You know, you couldn't do that for a student athlete. If you knew a student athlete was hungry, you could not buy that student a sandwich simply because student athletes were living under different. Now we know that the schools with money found a way to get out from under that and do other things, but so what they're finally doing, what the NC2A is finally doing is we're gonna allow student athletes to have the same rights and privileges of just regular students, and we got to get used to the chaos. But that's what it is. I shut up. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, I agree with that. Let me say this about this question: you don't change that because freshmen's ability to contribute and play on the field is always going to be dictated by what they do. You know, if you pull up, it's just like the portal. It's hit and miss. You may get a freshman that may be ready to play right away. You may get an Isaiah Spencer or Quay Davis, one of these guys that can come in and contribute immediately. So that's going to always be on the player. You don't really know if that player is going to be ready to play as soon as you get on the field every single time. I think you're still going to have the red shirts. And I think the high school kids are going to kind of stay 2 years in some aspects because some will. Because some may, if they do get red shirted, you still can get a good sample size of what they can do on the field for 4 games and then pull the plug. But then the other thing too with that is that their transfer stock may not be as high as it would be if they can actually get on the field and play. For example, I won't use any names. I won't give an example of that. I just leave that alone. Somebody said there is a former JSU Tiger on his 15. I actually think that that's pretty common. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Savion Wilkerson. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, Savion started at Delaware State, went to West Virginia, then from West Virginia to Jackson State, then from Jackson State to Colorado. Now in Colorado, he's going to enter the portal. I mean, all Savion is basically just an example, a microcosm of what you're going to see going forward. I don't have a knock on it. Maybe he was before his time. I don't like the commentary of. I think the unnecessary commentary that was out there in regards to, him not wanting to compete. I don't think that has to be said, because every kid that's in the portal, I guess if you got kids that are committing to you, then what you're basically saying is every kid that's coming to you didn't want to compete at their previous school either. Right. You can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. It can't be over here that we getting a dog, but then over here, if you leave me, you don't want to compete. The other young man that left Colorado, that was his running mate, Dylan Edwards. That kid is a star, man. He was balling, and he got Mississippi, he got Ole Miss and Miami Hurricanes all over him. I think he's gonna end up at one of them 2 places with a bag. So it's a business, man. You got to go. These kids, Savion trying to get to the NFL, he got to get on the field. So if he's not running back, if he's running back 3 or 4, that you got to make those decisions. What do you want? Do you want to get to the NFL or do you not want to get to the NFL? And if you want to get to the NFL, he has to go to a place where he can get on the field. And I'm not entertaining any conversation talking about he should stay at Jackson State. It went how he was supposed to go. He did what he wanted to do. I'm gonna say this, and I'm serious as a heart attack when I say this, and I don't want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand something. I do not want anybody to stay at Jackson State if that is not where they want to be.
Say it again. Say it again.
I mean, players, coaches, all parties involved. I'm dead ass serious. I'm sick of, listen, man, in or out. There is no gray area with that. It's on, off, in, out, up, down, left, right. This whole double Dutch bullshit, I don't have no. I am out on that, because this is what I'm saying to you. Turn that down, whatever it is. I'm listening to. Turn that down. All right. So this is what I'm saying. I don't have any hard feelings, but don't play in my face. It's hard to support somebody that presents this. This is just what I'm doing because I don't have nothing better. Lie to me or something. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel like you love where you're at. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I fully listen. I am an advocate for player movement now. I have to be. I have to understand player movement, and I have to be able to articulate my thoughts in relation to the new landscape that we're in. So I can love you still. I can support you still and still be a resource to you. I don't have to denigrate you and tear you down because you decided to go somewhere else. That relationship is going to be a lifetime. Because guess what we know? They still going to end up at homecoming. You see what I'm talking about? They still going to pull up. You follow what I'm saying? It's hard to come to Jackson, Mississippi and Jackson State and not be infected. And I know that probably rings true for all of the HBCUs. So for those who, I'm just saying, for those who, represent their universities and stuff like that, every school has their own little nuances. I saw somebody talk to me about having this bundled conversation, Lee. It's like, we need to have this conversation about the state of HBCUs in relation to this. And I said, bro, HBCUs are not a monolith, bro. We do not have to sit down and have this bundled conversation about HBCUs. No, every HBCU is very uniquely different. They have their own story, their own history, their own wave. And I'm going to say it like this. We serve Jackson State over here. Now, every now and again, we'll deviate a little bit. We have a little something going on. But at the end of the day, this was on the menu. You don't go to Big Mac. You don't go to Mickey D's and ask for a double stack. If I go to Mickey D's and say I want a junior Whopper, they're gonna say, if you don't get your up out of my line, it'll cut you out. But I'm being funny, but at the same time, this is all I'm saying. Like, I don't mean that begrudgingly. It used to be a time where I would say that, C. Lee and Rochelle, and I said it with emotions. Man, if you don't want to be here, just leave. I don't have any emotions anymore about players leaving. I really, truly say, hey, look, brother or sister,
we wish you well.
I got love for you, man. I care for you. And you guys are in an era that's different than anything I ever
had.
Don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. If you need to talk, I'll talk to you. But let me tell you how you can be great. And this is a life lesson. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Seriously. And if you really don't want to do this, because we love, man, we love hard. Don't play with don't play with our heart like that. I say players and coaches. Just say anybody. Don't play with our hearts like that. If you really ain't in it, and I even know, I understand that even with me saying that, what they say, what's the saying? A bird in the hand is better than two birds in the bush. You're not gonna squander your opportunity and whatever. This is all I'm saying. If a player, do you know what they have to get to be at, let's say, for instance, you at Jackson State and you got this fan base, they love on you and this, right? You playing for them. Man, you know the type of mental roller coaster that some of these players have to go to decide if they're going to enter their name in the portal. I'm talking about, and nothing was wrong. I'm talking about they were playing, they love it, and it's like, damn, I want to go do something else. Well, what we're trying to do is change the mindset and the narrative of, and I also want to say this to the fans, though. Get out of this mindset of thinking that just because this is happening, something is wrong. The amount of people that hit me up asking me what's going, nothing is going on. You're watching player freedom and player mobility being activated by the NCAA. And some of these players are saying, you know what? I'm just going to be able to, I'm going to just go do, I don't know if I want to go. You know what? You saw Keydrane Callaghan hit the portal, and he come back and say, you know what? I talked to my family outside. I'm going to stay. We don't know what opportunities we're going to be out there for him. You follow what I'm saying? So I just don't – the sky isn't falling every time we see that. The world is just changing, and it's uncomfortable. That's what's happening, Celie. The days that what we knew it to be is literally leaving us right in front of us, and we don't know how to. You either adapt or die. That's the mentality. Not literally die, but you have to. You don't want to become a dinosaur mentally in this era where you're still antiquated with your thought process. No, change with the times and understand that not every player that is leaving because something is wrong. And I suggest to players, hey, listen, hey, if you want to go for another opportunity, cool. Don't ever leave and you don't have to say nothing bad about the school. You ain't got nothing good to say. Don't say nothing at all. Now, I ain't saying don't tell your story. If something happened, it happened. So I'm just trying to get out of the chaos. What's happening? Nothing.
Because you know what? I'm trying to tell you, listen, so many of our Our people are still they got PTSD. I'm trying to tell
you. We do. We shell shocked. We like it's got to be a mass exodus, and I'm like,
yeah, it's so they haven't. I'm telling you, they had a lot of them haven't dealt with that, and that's why you see they go from fight to flight. They always there's no in between. But that's why Ken, a lot of them, that's why they get so scared so fast, is that they haven't. I mean, they ain't trying to be funny. A lot of us have not dealt with the feelings of that. That was very stressful, and I think for a lot of us, we don't even understand it.
Well, that's why I ain't never going back to that Deion Sanders stuff. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to say.
Agreed.
It comes up in commentary. We'll talk about it, but I ain't touching that stuff no more. It does nothing for us. It was a very hard thing to get past, and I see so much stuff that I could literally destroy and speak on and dissect, but it does nothing for the brand. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It just brings you unwanted attention in comments, and that I have to weed out. But go ahead, Brother Seeley.
But we can. But on this though, one more thing, Ken. What you said is that the reason, like in the beginning, it would just do something for me. But I ain't trying to be funny. This is why I know I didn't heal, because I'm over it. Like there is no emotion behind it. So to my JSU family, if you still all in your feelings because of that, when you see that stuff on social media, you got to deal with that, because it's gonna run you crazy. Some of y'all gonna run around and have a heart attack stressing over this mess that you can't control. But if you're really getting that upset, now all funniness aside, is that is really some stress or some stuff you haven't dealt with, because now it's 3 years old. It means absolutely, to me, I'm like, they would just not attach us to him, which I think is kind of funny now, but it shouldn't be stressing us out the way it's stressing some of y'all out. I'm done speaking.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, it's both of you. What both of you are saying is it's why I limit where I go. Like I saw somebody who's supposed to be a big Jackson State supporter who's always in this chat, and they were somewhere else, literally asking somebody, such and such and such and such left. What does that mean about TC? And I was like, why would you be asking that on another chat? Like, why would you? Like, and I quickly like, yeah, that's why I don't come to these places. Like, but this is literally what. And so I think that let me reverse the analogy. Yeah, and this was a person that I promise you, this person is on KC-1400 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yet they on another play going, what does that mean for TC that such them left? And again, it goes back to they not over their trauma. And what I'll say to a lot of Jackson State people is, don't fall into the trap that other people fell into us when we was rolling. And here's what I mean. There are a lot of people, based on how they move, I am convinced that they hate or admire Jackson State more than they love their own school. Because they spend more time running down Jackson State than they do uplifting their own school.
Don't post nothing about their school.
And so what I want to say is to Jackson State people, don't fall into that trap. Don't reverse it. Either you love and support Jack. I don't care who leaves and who's in the portal for any other school. I don't care who else somebody picks up. I don't care who. Now, I want to be clear. If you're a football head, if you are a football junkie, and you doing it strictly for that, like you're a football junkie. But it's a lot of Jackson State people. They not football junkies. They are living and dying with this past trauma, this past whatever. So they worry about what's with everybody else. They worry about the petty, and they're going through that stress. The bottom line is real. I rooted for. I was a season ticket holder when we was running through the SWAC in the 80s. I was a season ticket holder when we went through the coach whose name will never be rung out again. I didn't stop having season tickets, even though we'll never. I was a season ticket holder when Comedy came and brought us back a little bit, and I was a season ticket holder after the Comedy years. I'm a C because I root for the name on the front of the jersey, and I love the young people who support the name on the front of the jersey. So I'm never gonna be in a position where I got so much anxiety that I'm more concerned about hating on another school than I am about loving on Jackson State. And I see a lot of Jackson State people falling into that trap when the bottom line is there's nothing you can say about me not. I'm a second generation 25-year employee, retired from, love Jackson State. And I'm not going to allow what someone else says or what someone else does to impact me loving on Jackson State. So I'm saying to more Jackson State people, don't fall into the trap that other people fell into, where they were hating Jackson State more than they were loving their own school. Don't be out there worried about what somebody else doing to the detriment of how you deal with Jackson State. That's it.
Well, let me say this, and I get it, brother Seeley and Michelle. I like over on this channel, we don't really go down that road. It's almost like I would just try to put myself in their eyes, in their shoes, and just say, okay, if I'm watching Ken and Zoe and them, they have their blue and white glasses on. It's a pro JSU platform. They always gonna try to spin it and be positive. They never gonna talk about the reality and the real. And what it is just people don't understand that everything, because you are out in the front line, and people don't understand how I have to perceive this and how I have to deal with it, because you might have one question, but you don't see that there are 100 people that's got the same question that you got, and they think Ken or Zoe is so accessible, and they inbox you. I got a gazillion damn inboxes. I got text messages, and I got phone. What's happening? What? And it's the same thing. So my message has to be, for the sake of my damn sanity, pause, breathe, relax. I'm serious. So my mindset is always going to be a little different. So if someone wants to have that conversation where there is a seed of doubt there, and they feel like, damn, is TC really that guy? They're already that question is there before the portal entries.
Yes.
Yeah.
The portal entries just gave them a license to really kind of just say, okay, let me go ahead and bring this up. You can't, but here's what I would say about that. You can't ask that question and then turn around and see the entrances in rapid order. You know what I'm saying? And not apply that same mentality of, okay, if I feel like there's some dysfunction and I feel like there's some whatever, do you apply oh, damn, they got some organization. Austin keeps them on brand. The media looks great. You got the coaches that they're announcing what state they're in, recruiting. We got 1,100 damn offers out there. Now, if you ain't on Twitter, you don't really see this activity. You don't see what's happening. So you may be oblivious to that. So people may want to feel like if they go somewhere else, they're going to get that, because I just ain't getting into the gossipy stuff. And I ain't saying, I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't watch nothing else because I don't have time to. Man, my life is my real life is full. You see what I'm saying? So to even sit down and dedicate hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do your research, have these conversations, and
you work a full-time job.
I'm serious. You talking?
I know about, that's what I'm saying. This is a full-time job.
So I'm not trying to make it about me. What I'm saying is, I have conditioned I don't really hear any of that stuff. I don't see any of that, and I don't flex on nobody, because there are people who are in the JSU media space that actually know more than I know. They got more access to. It ain't many, but I'm just saying there are some. So if I wanted to, Brother Seeley, I can say it this way. There aren't any places I can go where I'm going to be informed about anything, because when I show up, I already got the answers before I get there. Right. So because of that, what I try to do with the information, I never want to be this. I don't want to do nothing for ratings and views and clicks. My mentality is this. Let me say this too, because I got to get this off my chest. I have a lot of people that come up to me and talk about the ideas of what they would like to see and all this and that, and make these suggestions. And I listen and I say, that's awesome. Tell me when you're going to do it.
That part.
You know why I say that? Because I am laser focused on one thing. We have a niche. We finally found our lane. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not getting off kilter. We just got in this lane. We was kind of trying to find ourselves. That's our niche. And here's what I would say. If you ain't interested in your school, why the hell you think I would be? I don't want to talk about nobody else. I'm sorry. That's not a knock on anybody. I don't have no interest for it. I fall asleep. I'm not interested. Jack State, I'm very interested in investing in Jack State. It ain't just work for me. It's entertaining. It's fun. I'm emotionally vested in it. And I'm telling you now, there are things. I put out a tweet. If y'all ain't on Twitter, go look at my tweet. That was a smoke signal. I'm just telling you. All I'm gonna say is that Friday is gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a lot of people tuning in on Friday. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because, I just think between now and Friday, you're gonna see some more things happening, because that's how I've conditioned my mind to think about this stuff, man. We don't know what's gonna happen between now. Listen, you still got players that got to get to the ninth hour of the portal. It's the weekend. You got people in their ears. You may have a team or a coach or somebody. They may hit them because they might lose somebody. We don't know. We don't know. So, but see, I don't really go down that road no more. I used to hate the comment section because people would jump on these videos and get to talking crazy, and I don't have the energy and time for that. So I really just try to protect my peace with it. So our lane is to just give it to you raw. If something comes out, and I told y'all going forward, what I will do is I will make sure we got the right answers and the right information. And I promise you, I'm gonna bring that information to the forefront, and we'll be able to, in whatever capacity, we can talk about it. So you got to be responsible with the platform and understand that it's gonna be built on authenticity, realness, and I ain't in no hurry to break no news. We don't do breaking news on the channel. We just talk about whatever. We talk about it after it hit the airwaves. It's just easier that way. Your batting percentage is a lot better. I don't ever strike out, because guess what? When you see it, now we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So there's some other stuff out there that just kind of you can touch on, but I ain't gonna touch on it. I'll wait. Trust me. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah. Trust me when I tell you. So, but no, man, I would just advise our base to just be patient, man. I understand that we ain't playing no football games, and I understand. Look, I would even say it this way: if you watching another platform and those folks say Jackson they gonna finish third in the East, it's okay, because ain't no football being played. There's a lot of things we got to learn about our team. In the spring, the team ain't gonna really look all the way the same. So you still we got new players coming in, we got freshmen coming in. This is what we don't even factor in, fam. We don't factor in freshman mistakes, freshman screw ups, somebody late to a meeting, somebody done something. So you know what I'm saying? There's an adjustment period. We don't know if any of that stuff's gonna happen. An injury. It's so many unknowns. And all I would say is this is my thought process of the 2024 JSU football Tigers. I really like the trajectory we are on. I like the pieces. I like the direction that we're headed. I love our staff. I'm a fan of this staff. I think we got a great staff. And I think this staff, in my opinion, is more fully vested in Jackson State than the staff from last year. That's right. I said it. I think the camaraderie is better. I think I just believe that, and I can don't even dare try it, because I can go all the way in, coach by coach, but I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from this. So I think this is a much cohesive unit that they look like they're having fun, man. They just look like it don't feel off. You know what I'm saying?
Ken.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you, I keep thinking, I tell you, social media and microwave thought process. I'm like, I'm just visualizing people stressing over Coach TC, and this is his official second year. Like, to me, this is his official first year of being a coach without the stress of that.
Who's stressing over TC?
You know what I'm saying? People like, when Coach TC was saying, "What's going on with Coach? Can he handle it?" I'm like,
this is the best year for Coach TC. You know why?
Because last year was stressful.
Last year was god awful stressful for all of us.
Right. That's why like this year I'm excited for him.
Man, last year was hard, man. And I ain't talking about the results in the game. I'm just talking about getting back to where we are.
Yes.
Now, and I'm just saying, I don't ever want to deal with that shit no more, ever again. When you're in it, you're trying to like, I didn't realize how much we were fighting to try to like, we had so much coming our way. Man, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I don't want somebody could call me and say, "Hey, bro, I got some news that finna hit the national airwaves." And I'm telling you, I want to break it on your channel about Deion. I'm gonna say, call CNN or call. I'm gonna give you another platform. I don't want to deal with it. I'm just not interested in it. So what I'm saying is that I would rather not have the attention. I don't want it. I don't want that.
We want positive attention.
I don't want it, man, because it'll weigh you down, man. It was a lot of. That was a hard hill to climb, man, and get over the hump, man. So I'm just telling you, I think Coach TC is a lot more settled, a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
He created an innovative role. We got a GM. Coach O is a general manager.
Come on, GM.
That's a new thing in college football. Jack State kind of embrace that, which is going to allow him to take more of an X and O's approach, and Coach can kind of oversee some things. And they I love that the defensive staff is young, man. We got a young defensive staff, and I don't mean it in the sense of like young in coaching. I mean young in age.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the energy level is high. They're fiery.
They
fun, intense. You know what I'm saying? And I think usually the players take the mentality of the team. So what I'm looking forward to is how does this coaching staff's mentality, how does it infect the players that get on the field? What does that look like in adverse situations? What does it look like when the game is on the line? What does it look like when you know what I'm saying, when you're in crunch time? That's the stuff that show up at that point in time. Can they be coached in intense situations? Are they going to be receptive of coaching? When that young coach is in they stuff on the sideline because they busted assignment, are they going to pop? We don't know, and we're still figuring that out right now. So I don't know where we're going to finish. I know what the goal is. The goal is to win the Celebration Bowl. You got to win the SWAC first. But I know I see some people out there. I just from where I'm at right now, I ain't really done no whole lot of dissecting. I'm hearing the names of the schools that they feel is going to be out there, and that's okay because I won't even challenge it. I would just say for those that I would say for us in the East, please, I tell y'all this right now. Don't think for 1 second that FAMU ain't going to still be good. I don't believe that team's going to fall off as quick. They're not going to be like they were last year. I think Bethune-Cookman is going to take a step up because they recruited up. Alabama State, I think, is going to be similar to what they were last year because just as much as they brought in, they lost some key pieces. And they got a lot of things that they got to figure out and have questions answered. You can't lose your key figures and then folk come in that don't really have the data that says that, and then you just elevate them over here. No, it don't work like that. Good teams have depth. That's what people don't understand, bro. See, people think that the starters that, you're looking at just the starters. No, you have to have quality depth to really be that team. And you got to keep in mind, they swept the conference and they won the Celebration Bowl. So if they did, they went like, and that team was head and shoulders above everybody from a talent standpoint. We were close, but it wasn't very close. You see what I'm saying? So when you get to losing some of the top talent, now you fall into the depth. And if you don't know what was retained, then you can't really dissect that, even if that's the case. But I still think they're going to be pretty damn good, in my opinion. All you need is a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And for right now, so when it comes to us, you got Jacobian coming back, you got Zai, you got, you know what I'm saying? We have that. You got a healthy running back room. I need to see the cohesion on the offensive line. It's a lot that we got to see. And all I can give you on defense is a mentality, and the interior line is going to be solid. As long as those pieces stay intact, we still keep you still got True Thompson, Tyus Martin, Jeremiah Williams. You still got them boys, and you add them pieces that came in with it. Even losing DD, you add another D tackle, you add another edge rusher. Hey man, we right there. We right there. We right there. But they still got to go work. I'm gonna say what I've been saying. We don't have everything we need to win, but it's gonna come down to this right here and this right here. What's in your mind? Do you have the mentality to go get it? And do you have the heart of that champion to go out there and grind for it? Ain't nobody giving you nothing because you still got Jack State on that jersey and you still gonna be hunted. You got to embrace the culture, embrace the mentality, become with that bravado, and understand that ain't nobody laying down for JSU. Even though FAMU won, they still gonna hunt JSU like we won the Celebration Bowl. And if you ain't ready for that challenge, then you ain't ready to win. That's what we got to overcome. So I think TC has really put his signature on the program. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I'm very confident in it. I'm telling you, the systems are in place, the processes are in place, the structure is in place, the staff is in place, the organization. All of that stuff that you need, those are the things that win you. Those are the things that winning programs have. Championship winning programs got to have a structure. And I'm telling you, you can't judge it. You know, it is what it is. First year, go look at all the other first-year coaches and what they record was. Our coach was 7-4 post Deion Sanders with 60 damn players that left. Maybe 70. So come on, bro. Show me a coach that could have weathered that storm and came in and done that. Maybe some others could have done better. Maybe some others could have done it, but I think you got a damn good situation. And the last thing I say, and I'm done, is stability. Yep. Stability is if you don't believe that the program is stable, just look at how it worked. Look at how it was done. Look at that. Yeah. I hear you right now. We just want to take out. ULM is August 29th. ULM ain't got nothing to do with nothing I'm talking about right now. I'm just talking about we're gonna get to ULM. And I just said on the other show that I think we can win that game. I expect us to win that game. I really do. But what I'm saying to you is this is how you beat ULM. The stuff I'm talking about is the nuts and bolts stuff. We're not talking about going way ahead. The only game that matters is the first game.
Yeah. Ken, when does the portal close?
April 30th.
And that's when the portal is open. That's all sports, yeah.
Well, it's different dates for other sports, I think.
But like football, like basketball team, they're in the portal too, right?
Yeah, I think it's all sports for the portal. NCAA sport. No, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. So right now, the transfer portal is open through April 16th. I mean, April 16th through April 30th.
Okay.
It closes, and then it's a 15-day window. And then at that point, if you're already in the portal, now you just got to find a home. Graduates can leave whenever. Right. They're not bound by they're not bound by, but like Blue just said a minute ago, a player can easily hit the portal in week 2 and be like, I'm done. I'm gonna just wait till next year. I'm gonna just go work out and go to class and finish this semester, and I'm gonna let them know I'm in the portal. And as soon as the season over, I'm gonna be signing in December for some other program so I can go do spring ball. It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say it again. I hate to sound, I'm not being disrespectful when I say that. I don't care who decides to leave. You know why I don't care? Because they followed their heart. That was what was in their chest, and I'd much rather them go be where they want to be. I want those young men and women to be happy, man. I wish you nothing but happiness. And if happiness means you got to leave 1,400 JR Lynch to go somewhere else, I want that for you.
It's just like a relationship. If you're not happy, boo, I want you happy. And if not with me, go be happy.
Please go be happy.
I don't want you to be with me if you're not happy.
I can't stand. Let me tell you something, man. One thing I can't stand some gun who feel like they doing me a favor.
By staying with me. Do you hear me?
You ain't doing me no favor, man. Like, goddamn, like go. I don't like no charity cases like that, bro. Like, I don't feel like Jackson State is a charity case. I don't give a damn what the world tell you. I don't care how much you say, oh, they can't compete. If you gave Jackson State the same amount of money that you give Mississippi State would be an afterthought. I said it. I stand on that. You won't have to have the black students up there having black get-togethers calling Mississippi State a HBCU because you're trying to duplicate the culture. No. Give us what you gave them, and I can guarantee you it wouldn't even be close. The only reason you can say that is because the resources have been stripped from us. You ain't gonna tell me. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna say it with my chest. If Southern and Grambling had the same resources as LSU,
come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry now. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Blue said he got the man. The NCAA. Let me tell you what the NCAA is doing.
What?
Let me tell you what they're doing. So the NCAA was afraid that they were going to lose the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yep.
Okay.
They were afraid that they were going to break off into their own league. So the NCAA is like, hey, bro, what y'all want? Just don't leave. Don't leave.
So they was gonna leave. So they can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you not hear what we just got finished talking about on this show earlier?
Yeah, but
you got money and you got power. You can do whatever the HE hockey sticks you want to. You can form a no league and break away.
Yeah.
You got the money. You got the bag.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't get the NCAA is really at its bone level a collection of university presidents. That's what the like people think the NCAA is this mysterious. No, it really is a collection of university presidents. And those university presidents work at the behest of the institutions. That organization works at the behest. So that's why the NC2A is always making decisions based on what the major universities want, because it's a collection of those. And that's what it really is. And so you had a few, and I think they were talking about this 80, again, I don't get into PW sports and all, PWI sports and all that, but you hear what you hear. And so there are about 80 schools that were thinking about, we need to make our own Super League.
Super League, yep.
And so you had 80 schools that were just going to be, and so the other presidents. So you had 80 presidents. So the other presidents like, well, look, what we need to give y'all so that y'all don't, right? That's how you get Power 5 and Group of 5. You get a certain number of presidents at a certain number of schools that's driving all the money, and then the other schools just kind of fall in tow. And that's what people need. So yeah, so the rules that are always made are because the bigger schools are driving the discussion, and the other schools and institutions are just trying to make sure they don't get left behind. And that's why, and this, we have to talk about this, and I don't want to go down that whole thing, but when Ken and Zoe 2 years ago put up about, and help me with the schools, I remember it was Jackson State, Grambling, who were the 4 schools that met in Jackson and they were going to
go? You had FAMU, and then you had Alcorn.
Right. And so they basically said, because what the NC2A were going to do to help the bigger schools, they were going to cut out scholarships.
No. It was Tennessee State, I think.
Yeah, Tennessee State. Yeah.
Tennessee
it was
State.
Jackson State, Grambling, Tennessee State, and FAMU. I think those were the 4.
Yep.
And those schools basically said, Sister Rochelle, cut out scholarships. We just going to go up to FBS and ain't nothing you can do to stop us. And at that point, there wasn't nothing that they could do. And a lot of people still debate whether or not if they should have done it, right? G5 already the top 2 subdivision of D1 football. Yeah. Like that's yeah.
That's
see, that's just different presidents wrangling to say, where's the money going? What can we do to get the money?
Hey, listen, y'all. The presidents of the SWAC and the MEAC, they do that shit. We better be sitting down at a table forming a new HBCU conference.
Right.
Straight up. I mean that. Like that, like dead A. Because we can't sit here and wait. Because here's the thing that's gonna stop us. Oh no, we're our own conference. We're good. We just talked about that mentality earlier. We're watching the big boys collaborate and say, you know what, this is what's best. It's best that we partner over here than to do something else. You follow what I'm saying? So it would be advantageous for us to do that and have our own playoffs as well.
Right. Right.
Wow.
And that, like I said, that's what all these moving around, right? And what are we gonna do in the state of those moving? And I think people, I'll just say this, and it's a dead gone issue, so it's not gonna happen. It won't be because the dead gone issue is not gonna happen. But people forget that was talk when. And again, the schools have to do this, so I'm not throwing salt on these schools. But when certain schools put games and it caused the SWAC to lose their automatic bid to the playoffs. Now, I'm a Celebration Bowl guy. I'm a high Celebration Bowl. But I was one of those people. I was one of those people that when the SWAC lost its bid initially, I was one of those people who said, well, maybe we should explore either being independent or doing something else, because I didn't think that two schools should have that much control over the whole conference. And so we've always kind of had these discussions, and as Ken said, that sometimes we always a day late and a dollar short about what we decide to do. Luckily, the Celebration Bowl, and since I'll just end on this, last thing I want to say is, and I'm glad Blue put that information about TC, only 3 other FCS coaches having a better winning season than TC. Here's something I don't understand, and I don't understand why people don't register. For the past 3 years, Sister Rochelle, and just go check it. Just go check it. For the past 3 years, 90% of the HBCU prognosticators, 90% of people put themselves up as experts about Black college sports. For the past 3 years, 90% of them have been wrong about how Jackson State football was going to finish. Like 90% of them. They were wrong Coach Sanders' first year. They were wrong Coach Sanders' second year. And 90% of them said that TC was only going to win 3 to 4 games. That's what they said. That's what they were on record of saying.
That's right.
And my question is, if 90% of these HBCU sports prognosticators have been wrong for 3 years, why didn't folks keep running to them and want to know what they got to say? Just go look at what they said. 90% of them said that TC was gonna win 3 to 4 games, yet y'all still worried about and running to them folks to tell you something about your school. And that's where a lot of anxiety and foolishness is coming from. Well, my question to y'all is, how many times I gotta be wrong? How many times somebody gotta mistreat you or cheat on you before you end the relationship? How many times does the weatherman have to tell you it ain't gonna rain and your ass damn near drown when you stop listening to that weatherman? How many times? Like the weatherman that told you 3 straight years, 3 straight days, it's gonna be sunny, and you damn near drown on your way to work, but you still watching that same weatherman. How many times will these HBCU sports prognosticators, 90% of them, have to be wrong, but you have to stop running to them, getting your information to them, getting your damages up? That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's past midnight where I am, and I'm gonna let y'all close it out. And I want to say thank you, Ken and Sister Rochelle and KC-1400 for what y'all do. Thank y'all for bringing Mississippi Move up. Please, people in the chat, go to their website, get behind those 3 young brothers. They're doing the great work, just like it's been done here at KC-1400. And I'm gonna shut up.
Ken, you know what we gotta get? We got to get a jingle for KC-14. We got to get a jingle for our...
A jingle?
We got to get a jingle for here. Your own personal jingle.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Jim Hill, man. Made it to the 6A championship. Go win that thing. That's what I'm talking about. We need some of them Jim Hill Tigers. Oh, the 6A playoffs. Okay, I thought you... Come on, let me take it. I went all the way. But nah, man, hey, congrats for them making it to the playoffs, man. Good luck to them. But nah, man, great shows. I just gotta, oh my goodness. Look like Jeff. Shout out to Jeff Lightsey, man. He got another show up. I think that's why I said you got media outlets that's gonna go there. I ain't going there. He got outlets that's gonna touch on a few things, man. So that was a prophecy, right? Hey, brother Edwin. Brother, where do the kids at JSU go to vote at? Do they vote on campus?
So yeah, I can answer this quickly. Students can vote on campus, but not enough of them vote on campus. And the reason being is most Black people, not just young people, they don't embrace the vote where you are. So what we have to do is do a better job having Black students to vote where they are, because they need to understand that if you vote where you are, you get to influence how your school is funded. So you have a lot of students who they come from Chicago, or they come from LA, or they come from Detroit, or they come from Clarksdale, they come from wherever, and they go back home and vote, or they vote absentee, and they don't understand that one of the ways to help Jackson State get funded better is vote where you are. So they have the opportunity. In fact, let me say this. The Jackson State polling place can actually control three things. They control a ward, a council person. They control a county supervisor. They control a state representative and a state senator. So if you're a Jackson State student and you vote on campus, you control those 4 elected officials if you vote on campus. It has the ability to be one of the largest voting blocks in Jackson, Hines, and in the state where they impact a representative and a senator. So that's a very good question. So they have the opportunity to do it, but we have to talk. We have to have this conversation more. Vote where you are. Vote where you live. And part of that, and we're not going to get into it, but part of it is because one of the problems that we have is Black people move, grown Black people move and still vote where their mama vote, or still vote their mama house. So if they move to Ward 5, but their mama house in Ward 2, they still drive over to Ward 2 and vote in Ward 2 because that's their mama house. And so just like we got to get adults to vote where they live, we need to start telling our students vote where they live. That's it.
That's awesome, man. Shay, you on mute?
I said that was funny when he said they still voting at their mama address. I was like,
yeah, man. Hey,
listen, I have enjoyed y'all tonight.
I have too. This has been a great show. I think Friday is going to be even more action packed.
After the draft, hopefully, Ken. After the draft, hopefully.
I'm gonna be on during the draft. Well, I think it'll be.
I'm just talking about after the draft. I'm gonna make a phone call.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I thought about that today. I really did. What she's talking about is that we got a guest that we're working on next Wednesday. I need him. Tell him next Wednesday.
I call him because I know he actually called me and said when he was here, I was on his mind. So when next is Wednesday. The draft?
It's tomorrow. It started tomorrow.
What I do is that because I know he's with someone, I will see where he at.
Yeah. Just tell him next Wednesday, man. We want to have him on, man. That'll be outstanding to get him on.
I text him about since it's tomorrow, he ain't gonna answer. Okay.
No, tomorrow he working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got a special guest that we're working on that, and like I try to tell everybody while we watching, if we do get him on for next Wednesday, it'll be we're gonna have to do something. What I may do, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm serious. I'm actually gonna schedule 2 shows for that night. I'm gonna separate it, Michelle.
I got you.
So what we'll do is that we'll open the show up with the interview with our guest, and then after that show is over, I will end that show, and then I will go to the other show, to the other link. So I'm just telling y'all now, if you see 2 links on the same day, I want y'all to tune in to both of them because we're gonna roll right into it. Because what I don't want to do is to run it all the way through, because I won't have
to. That makes sense.
Yeah, we won't be able to keep it up on the channel. So I just go ahead and kill that when it's over with and be done with it. But yeah,
that makes sense. I just gotta. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, look, let me get up here and go get my glass of wine.
Hey, I'm about to do the same. I'm on the same time frame you on, so I ain't going to bed. Y'all go to bed over there in the central and the east zone. Brother Seeley, thank you, bro. We're right.
As you know, every Thursday's the only morning that I don't get up at 5 and jog. Get up every morning 5 and jog. In the morning, I'm gonna get up at 5 and cut the yard. So Thursday's yard and car wash day. So I'll be up at 5, mowing the yard and washing cars, and then back Friday. So again, thank y'all for everything y'all do, man. We appreciate y'all. D.I. love. because I only love thee. We out.
There it is. There it is.
Love you.
Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in tonight. Again, I want to welcome our new Tigers, man. We got a couple of commitments, brother Michael Cherry and Dalen Bright or Day from Portland State, DB safety, and Michael Cherry, DB cornerback. So excited to see. Also we got Darren Bennett, tight end from North Carolina A&T. So looking forward to seeing who else is coming in the fold. Yeah, man, it's gonna be good stuff, man. So all right, Brother Seeley. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. While we're at it, if I have any new platinum members out there, if you're looking to join the platinum chat, hit that email, shoot me an email, and we'll get you added to that. If you'd like to donate to the channel, look at the ticker at the bottom. You can donate via Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Appreciate the donation tonight in the super chat. Hadn't seen a super chat donation in quite some time, man. But brother Jonathan Barnett, definitely appreciate that, man. So we'll be back on Friday, man. I just got a feeling Friday's show is gonna be a bit intense. So and if what I'm thinking or what I know comes to pass, then you'll understand why I said what I said. So nevertheless, I appreciate everybody. As always, man, we appreciate the support. We're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling. Like I said, before we get out of here, we'll have a quick word from our sponsors, ShotRx, and then we'll call it a night. I love. Go Tigers, baby.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.